Hello and welcome. That's awfully bloody loud, Mullock. We are here at Hungaroring. It's round 3 in the SIMRACING Endurance Series here in Asia Pacific. And this is going to be an absolute mess of a qualifying session. As you can see, the track is much like a Christmas tree, if you just like light blue baubles. So yes, very excited for this one. One of my favourite tracks going around. So hopefully have a nice clean event tonight. Hello Twitch chat, thanks for joining us. Thanks for the follow there. Smoodle TV, Pete the Wrench, CSAL, who have joined in the last couple of hours. And also thanks Dan Murphy for the resubs, you absolute legend. Quite a few new teams are kicking off tonight, which is great to see. Lots of changes. It's a very close proximity here to each other, but it is a windy circuit. I'd say it's a short circuit though. Welcome to Grid there, Evil One. But it's going to be a fantastic race. If you're not familiar with how our endurance series runs, it's 2 qualifying sessions of 12 minutes. There are teams of 2, so each qualifying session, one driver will participate and set their best time. We average it out, and that's the grid for the race. What car is top dog? It's pretty balanced, if I'm being honest. I couldn't tell you. It's one of those tracks where there's no real standout. Thank you very much for the sub there, SCOTUS. 27-month streak. There's a few kids in there. Hey, Narcat. Thanks, Foul Minion. So we have some times starting to kick off. It's going to be pretty low key, to be honest, early on. It's hard to kind of fan out what is happening based on how much movement there is on track. For nearly 40 cars. Our shotter's doing okay. It's nothing. Nothing's going to really be changed until for a few weeks at least. Bakita into the 42s already for the team. Just yes. Just no. Samwise P8s. But there's a lot of drivers out there. Some making their debut. We'll touch on those very shortly. This man is making his debut for BMR Racing, Andrew Lawrenson. Pretty handy super sub there from Brett. A good BOP is what we're all after. Obviously every car's different with their characteristics, so some tracks will naturally suit others. That's why the BOP was invented, but it's never perfect. It will never be perfect, but we can get close enough as we can. How are we in Twitch chat? Have we changed our F1 fantasy teams? Have we prepared ourselves for what is going to be an awesome race at Imola? Qualifying will be starting just as this broadcast is finishing. Subbed Sainz in for Stroll. Good decision. I've actually got Sainz in instead of Leclerc, as I had to get rid of Ricardo because obviously money making and that is important early on if you've done dream teams or fantasy. It'd be cool to have your own dual dream team in our events here. Each driver's worth X amount of money. Okay, whilst we're doing this qualifying, I am going to play with my stream deck. That doesn't sound great, does it? Should have chose those words a little bit better. And just make it a bit easier on the old shoulder to not have to be Eric is Banana Man. more track with PRP. So what other ones do we have kicking off here? Screen capture, replay, side by side, broadcast, intro. Cool. So let's just trial some of this. Shit. B-E-A, beautiful. What about this one? Ah. Someone says I know what I'm doing, eh? Yep, that's the same button there. And one last check. We are good to go. Andy would be worth more than the money cap, possibly. If you pick Andy, you can't pick anyone else. You'll probably still win. G'day, Cinder. Most circuits are like that. To be honest, a lot of us do complain about overtaking and the lack thereof, but sometimes it's just the nature of the beast. Obviously the regulations in F1 itself for the 2022 will be hopefully a lot closer racing, wheel to wheel. These cars are obviously suffer, they're not quite as quick as the old F1 cars and they don't have as much downforce, so racing is completely different when it comes to wheel to wheel. Right, so we've got 39 cars tonight. Paquita leads the way at the moment with a 142.8. That is blistering fast. Jeremy Washington driving for my car. I think it's safe to say, Jez, that I won't be racing in the series now. But he's doing some good jobs. Oh, I think he just wiggled his wheel there, just so he heard me. But I got him in the Bentley because I wanted to do the Bentley, and I don't think he's driven the Bentley before this series, so soz, Jez. But enjoy it, mate. We've got Skylay, P3, and the Audi. A few Bentleys in the top there, but a few Bentleys out in this circuit. What happens if a driver doesn't get a valid qualifying lap in? Will they just move to the back? So if only one driver gets a lap in, they'll average out in that group, but they'll be back behind all the two drivers. And if both drivers don't get a lap in, they'll be moved back even further in the grid, and so on and so forth. No, we don't place it off the one driver. They only get categorised with the other teams only get one driver set, which are all behind those that have two valid. Very wide there, Sky. I think he's just getting out of the way. Here's one of our debutante teams, IB Racing. This is Regan Herbert. He's with Marcus Van Stillet. I think that's how you pronounce the name. Apologies in advance. I think I've spelt that wrong on the fucking typos. We'll just call him Marcus. Very interesting livery. Very different. I rate it. Is Patrick Oliver in this split? Well, he should be. I think. Who else is making debut? I saw another little team kicking about. Dan Siciliano with his teammate Cameron Norris making their Endurance Series debut. Wouldn't say they're making their debut overall. Triggered Gaming is Dan Siciliano, and his partner Steph is their reserve driver. I actually really rate that livery. For some reason the red wheels work with that. That's why. Yeah, I like that. So all the best to Dan and Cameron. Baxter. He's racing for Wright Meddings. Meddings is out tonight. So he's jumping in for his first race in the Endurance Series. So best of luck to you, Baxter. His dad, Richard, is actually their reserve driver, but he's out injured with the same thing as me. So welcome to the old gang, Richard. I think that's the story. Well, that's what we'll go with anyway. Who else do we have floating about? So Vecchio's out there tonight. His teammate Sean Madison is back in the car for this race. He missed last race. He was on a date, apparently. He was on a date. Apparently didn't work out too well for him. But again, probably making that up as well. Because that's what we do. We're commentators. Yeah, that livery does look pretty sweet. As fast as like 42.6. Stop it. G'day Franco, how are we? Actually, probably can't hear me because you don't have it on a voice. G'day Franco, how are we, sir?
Thanks, mate. Just waiting for you to take me off mute. Towards race here, Hungaroring, track that don't like.
Sorry.
Lack of
Sorry.
Oh.
What did you say? You don't like it?
No. I'm saying some people don't like. I actually like the circuit. I actually like the circuit itself. But as I was going to say before you cut me off, I do have great respect for the track, except for turn 4. If they could delete turn 4 from this circuit, I would be much happier.
Yeah, it's definitely a challenge. If you turn in too soon, you're death. If you turn in too late, you're death. If you brake too late, you're death. If you brake too early, you're death. It's one of those corners you really got to nail and be confident with. As qualifying comes.
Too much inside curb, you're dead. So
yes.
Anyway, so it looks like Bakita has set the fastest time in the first round of qualies. It's up to drivers to step up, see what times they can do.
Let's just go over qualifying now. So yeah, there we go. 42.6. The only other team into the 42s was 96 Racing. Jay Washington with Jay Baldwin. Baldwin's filling in for me yet again. Very fitting time there. 42.96 for team 96. Lawrenson managed to get a time into 43.1. So anything under 44 is mega. Is really mega here.
Yeah. Serpiel as well, pressed by his result.
You're not wrong there. So what do we have? Everyone under 15th down, 43s. It's quick. Great to see. Let's just go over the corner you're talking about. Let's go a bit of a flyby here.
Even if you don't know which is turn 4, as soon as you see it. I think it's 4. It might be turn something else.
No, it's this one. This one you're talking about?
Yeah, that's the one.
That's why there's such a large runoff. Imagine if that was gravel. How many cars would be out?
Oh, mate. That beach would be more packed than Bondi in summer.
Thought they're going to go with Normandy there, but you went with Bondi. We'll go with that. No, it's a lovely circuit. Good old, what the hell is this?
Oh.
What the hell is this?
Why are we doing this?
We should be doing water slide championships. I've never seen that before. Right, back to the real stuff. Very challenging section is Sector 3. There we go, very technical.
Got the sort of the lap and the start sectors. Very, you need, a lot of top end speed, a lot of straight line speed, but then you get to the top of the circuit and it's all, downforce and setups and cornering. So you're doing trade-offs with setups and on.
Because you never really max out your top speed here. Sometimes you never even reach 8th, you just stay in 7th down this straight. It's depending what car you're in. The car's still in the pits at the moment.
However, me personally do have fond memories as my sole OR ACC victory came at very...
Wow, it's one of those circuits. No worries, Cameron. I saw what you just broke me. Thank you very much for the gift of subs again there, Dan. Much appreciated, sir.
As I was watching the stream before I came in the commentary box, I noticed how full does that track map look?
Oh, it does.
Good luck trying to find some bare track to get some clear air to do decent laps, to like and say.
Yeah, I've instructed the race control, race stewards, to those guys that got out of the pits first to push, because weaving doesn't do much for your tyres, if anything.
I'm trying to
Pulling
take everything at race.
Yeah, you got to take it at race, and especially qualifying. You're not going to kill your tyres.
And I mean, this is not like F1 where you're trying to at most do one lap on your tyres. You can do as many laps as you want, and I still see people do, you know, maybe 1 or 2 laps and then come back to the pits. Unless you're changing for a setup reason, just stay out there. Just put a bit of extra fuel in there. Do more and more laps so you just feel more comfortable, and then you might, you know, somehow find a bit of empty track. But yeah, I just still see a lot of people that still seem to think they're playing F1, where if they spend more than 1 or 2 laps on their tyres and the tyres are no good and they won't get the best out of them. That's definitely not the case.
Oh, 100%. Plus with the addition to make the tyres take a little bit longer to get into that window, you're really just cutting yourself off at the feet by throwing yourself into the pits on a short 12-minute qualifying. Unless you made a mistake with your setup and you've got to change something, like you've taken too much fuel or you've got to change a little bit of wing.
Yeah, certainly that I can understand. But
And then you've got to feed yourself back into traffic that are on hot laps, which means you've got to get out of the way. It's a bit of a nightmare. It's just a part of it. We've got Daniel Adonai making his debut for Odyssey Racing Red.
oh, it's Adonai.
What is everyone saying?
So,
Adini.
yeah, that's
should
what
just
I've
ask
been
him.
going with.
So, actually, I'll say that. I had a bit of a disagreement with one of our American broadcasts when everyone was saying, oh, it is De Boer. Cameron, Farmer, if you're out there, it's De Boer. I asked him himself, it is De Boer, and I'll have that $50 bet back.
How is he going?
Farmer?
Boa?
De Boer? Going well. De Boer. Oh, how is he saying it?
Yeah, how is Farmers? Yeah.
Weirdly.
Okay.
Welcome grid there. Wongle. I don't think Farmer's doing the walkthroughs right. Farmer's our steward tonight, or our lead steward. And there's no walkthrough tonight. They did it a little bit earlier based on... I don't know if he's doing it during F1 qualifying or after F1 qualifying, but I reckon he'd want a break. As Houlihan goes 42.7.
That is a tidy lap.
You're going to have to ballast them by taking one of their wheels off.
And partnering up, I believe the pole sitter first. Qualifying well and truly got hand on pole position.
Check out that wind watch, 5 kilometres an hour there for those that are the wind lovers. Is that James Baldwin? Let's go check him out. So, they've backed it up from qualifying 1, both these two teams. 930 car, P1, 96 car, P2. Jake's filling my shoes. Probably now forever.
I'd say he's doing more than filling your shoes, mate.
Yeah.
He is taking your shoes and said, these are mine now. I don't know what you're doing, but...
Especially last week. Hungaroring's one of my best circuits. But that time is... If you can do that during the race, then yeah, you've got my seat, mate.
I'm pretty sure I have to say this. Mullock, it's James.
Mullock, it's James.
Please.
Yeah.
Please get out of the seat.
That works out well. It's got 2 memes and 2 jokes in there. It's got a lot of content, that little saying.
Yeah. Anyway, been more than handy for partnering Jeremy Washington. All hands still out in front, still the only one in the 42s at the moment.
So here's one of our other debutants, Cameron Norris, being hounded at the moment in qualifying.
I saw C. Norris and my heart skipped a beat there for.
Is that Lando?
No. I was thinking of an earlier meme man. The initial C. Norris.
Jeez.
So good on him getting into sim racing.
Yeah, bloody oath. Just want to apologise to Marcus in advance before he messages me later. That is not how he spells his last name. But it looks even more unique.
Well, it's definitely memorable.
This is the first time I remember I've typed. Maybe it is right. I don't know. I'll have to check. Yeah, if the actual C. Norris is racing, he's already finished the race.
This is all just for second, really. At this.
The 5 kilometre hour wins because he's breathing.
Yeah.
Somewhere on track.
He's not driving the Hungaroring. The Hungaroring's moving under his presence. His car is stationed. Ooh, that's feedback out. Not holding up.
No, he's done pretty well there. It's not a nice.
Done pretty well. I'm just wondering if that Bentley may have beat there. Do. Oh. Carl Johnson in the appropriately named Land Yacht Motorsports, big old Bentley.
I don't mind that. So if I head over to...
I'll tell you what though, you watch the America's Cup these days, those boats do not hang around.
No, they don't. They are... It's mental.
It's like... How little of the boat can we have in the water?
Welcome to the grid, Zadakistar. Yeah, they're crazy. Another debutant that I forgot to mention was car 51. So Speedy Mite Racing. So Sean Jacobs is in the car at the moment. They're currently 17th. He's with Jeremy Talbot. It's not their first race, but it's their first race in the Endurance Series. So good luck, gentlemen. This comes out for another stint. Leaving it very late here. I'm not sure if he's going to get the time in if he has to wait for flags.
Yeah.
He's got better lap time now from here. So he's got to push.
Exactly. He'd have to hope his fellow manufacturer in front. A bit of a tow. Let's have some traffic approaching back. So if he doesn't get a move on and if he gets caught and has to give way, all over.
Is that regarding the penalty, Cameron? If so, yes, all good. I will mention that for the race. Prediction is... Oh, actually, I better put a prediction up for something a bit standard. Something very standard. When we see rain at start of race.
Well, given how my broadcast of the Sprint Series this week absolutely just made Bender cry. Those that didn't watch it, it was rain for both qualification, for both races, dry races. Seen a man more angry, exasperated, and wondering about the meaning of life than Bender. 2 wet qualies and bloody bone dry races. It was ropeable.
F1 was even funnier. G'day Spotty, g'day Kitty. So last Sunday it was round 1 in our F1 series and Bender's never missed a race, right? He's never been late. Something happened though,
yes.
And he couldn't make it. Some family emergency. Yeah, and his split was wet. The race was wet. The one time he misses, it's raining. So the man's just cursed, I think.
I think so. I mean, the man loves the rain so much, but he lives in one of the driest capital cities in Australia. I don't know.
Exactly. He just needs to move. I don't know where he'd move to. Maybe Queensland?
Yeah. Darwin would be a shout.
Yeah. decent times out there. We've got a couple of Pro-Am teams in the top 7.
Tell you what, Adini, 0.189 off back of Houlihan.
See pressure on. Johnson's close to being up. Ben Floyd's up 2/10, but they won't change much when he crosses the line. Oh, don't park it there. Don't park it there. That's the line. Just really wide out that bit. Does he improve his time at Carl Johnson? Not quite. I hope it didn't cost him.
A little bit peeved about that, but it is an endurance race. You know, 1 or 2 positions on the grid. Very rarely does it come down to that. The end of it.
Yeah. Van der Hum is the last one on track. Sorry, 308 is, but I'm pretty sure 308's finished. There we go. So a little short break now as we prepare the grid. Stewards are going to put together the 2 qualifying times. Hopefully Cameron Farmer and co have got that ready. It just looks so silly when you mesh the cars in together. The Bentley with the Bentley. Oh dear.
I mean, probably the ones you need to look for are the Bentley over something like a Porsche, where you wouldn't see the Porsche at all.
What have we got here?
Looks like a Mercedes.
A Lamborghini?
Yeah, Lamborghini. You're right.
There's a Lamborghini. Bentley. Boring. That's just Bentley on Bentley. What the hell?
Aston McLaren.
Aston McLaren, yep. Abomination.
Ferrari, Audi.
Could be, yeah. See the by the front nose. And... Oh, it's extension.
Oh,
it's big. That's a big one.
This one looks not safe for work.
Oh. But yeah, so they double up because there's only so many pit boxes. Yeah, I don't see skirting that out there unless I'm blind.
No. Through before. Out there.
Wind watch, 6 kilometres an hour. It's increasing.
But I think it's gonna rain. Still be bone dry for the race.
Oh, of course. Alright, let's just check the qualifying, how it ended up. Qualifying 1. Just yes, team 930 car P1 with Washington and Lawrence and P2, P3. Pro-Am class, we're seeing Jeremy Talbot, Rosh McMahon and Michael Pickford. They have finished full. Talbot was 5th. It's a stellar effort, and Rosh McMahon was in the top 10 as well with 8th. Qualifying 2, we saw a couple of Pro-Am teams in 6th and 7th, but we have Houlihan, Adini, Adonai, however you want to say it, and Yim. And Pro-Am was, yeah, Karud, Johnson, McKay. So right now the stewards are putting together our grid, and we'll be underway shortly.
Hammering the abacus week.
We're out again, second race in a row. Second driver game crashed, and now we cannot join. Oh, if you can't join, it means he didn't join second, he joined first. So Shane, if you're out there, when that happens and you're worried, just everyone leave the server. And whoever joined that server first needs to join first. And if it's still cucked, yes, you've somehow duplicated your entry. It's just a silly bug with ACC. It frustrates you guys just as much as it frustrates us. Some very close racing here.
Is there any particular car you think's got the edge?
Not really. Wow.
Uh-oh. Everybody else is going. That's
an interesting line into turn 1.
Geometry on that go a little bit out of shape. That was in trouble.
That did not sound healthy. Oh, you hate to see it. So if you're in that team right now, if you're in Pursuit Racing team, I swear Shane Shuttleworth was in that team. I swear that was his team that he's in.
So you're having issues there.
I hate when people have issues because it's kind of like out of our control so much. And there's only so much you can do. G'day Loud, great qualifying, mate. You have to increase your pay, I think.
Paid?
Oh, he thinks he's paid. You just don't tell him.
Yep.
So, just checking how we're going with the students.
That's what's so amazing about the Bathurst 12 hour. We did not have a single technical issue, server or client.
Oh,
Amazing. I don't know how that happened.
the stars aligned. Everyone was very cautious because obviously special events, because it takes so much to organise and there's so much involved, they've got an entry fee to help cover costs and also just to help cover us, make them worthwhile. And I think maybe because the entry fee's there, the people are even more cautious with the steps they take. But sometimes bugs happen. No matter what you do, something will...
Oh yeah, I'm not saying.
And
but
yeah,
that was just amazing.
It was incredible.
For 12 hours.
Yeah.
No one to get a crash. No one to get a crash that was actually driving the car at the time. No one randomly connected due to our internet thing.
Yeah.
One of those things that'll probably just never ever happen again. Not in a 12 hour.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope so.
Oh, I mean, we hope to so. But I hope to win Powerball next tire early.
Cameron, if we're ready to go, let's go.
Yep.
So, right, qualifying results here for the Hungaroring race here, 3 hours. Just Yes, Team Just Yes are going to be starting on pole position with 96 Racing P2 alongside them.
I think that was pretty easy for the stewards, considering that both of them were 1-2 in both respective qualifying, so a lot of computational time required for that one.
Yeah, there was a lot of effort put into that one. So Racing Red, Odyssey Racing Red P3 alongside Team Emmerland P4, so that's the second row. Third row is SFB Racing and BMR Racing. 19,000 separated those two. We've got BDE Motorsport Red alongside Team Woney and Odyssey Racing Green alongside Speedy Mite on their debut here on the 5th row in the top 10. Love to see it.
Tell you what, that prediction, Bender needs to get in and get in on yes.
It's getting there.
Bender would get a hefty payout if he was to dump a whole bunch of octanes, because at the moment it is 70 octanes for yes, 17,000 and a half say no. So those people that have bet no, if you win, congratulations on your, half a octane or whatever it is you get each for winning that, because
Yep.
the odds are pretty stacked in the no rain column, but if it does, better see a whole bunch of
Bang.
unhappily. And here we go, grid forming up.
Oh, hang on. Is that a double up there? Or is it just a strange livery? That looks very weird. No, they're definitely inside each other.
Yeah,
That scares the McShizen out of me.
2 AMGs too, so we'll see a whole bunch of bouncing cars with the drive button.
Oh, do you remember that bug they had a while ago?
Yeah, that's
spin and flip and carry on.
Yeah, it was, gymnast dismounts were less intensive than what these cars were doing on the grid.
Oh no. I don't know. Why are we missing some boxes too? It's... Oh well, we'll soon find out what happens here. Can't wait for this disaster. So yes, we also what you can see is there's no rain. There is no rain at the start, so if you had no, you win, which was everyone apparently. 0%.
And
Jeez,
the people
enjoy
that
your 1 octane.
and those people that did bet for yes, I don't think they'll be hurting too much, losing 70 octanes on
No.
on yes, it would be. Although if there's a server restart,
There is a chance. There is.
Have we gone early? Do we need to wait?
No, we'll pay out for that one. If we'll do another one if we have to restart it. 46 octane gang. Welcome to the grid there, Benny number 111. Right, so I was going to change. I'm going to head to my stream deck and quickly chuck another one of these buttons in, because why not? Stream deck is great for those that are lazy, like me. And I only got one arm, like me. Okay, let's just quickly test track. Side by side. Got picture in picture. And replay. We're good to go. But are we good to go on track? Find out next 30 seconds on willitfuckup.com. I'm a rub me 5 1 octane. Wow. I don't know if that sentence is it English. Sorry, Fao. Your mic volume is tad too low. Is it really? I will fix that for you, sir. Blah blah blah.
Here we go. Let's see what happens. Will we have bouncy cars?
I'm so scared to look. Okay, so the grid's called out manually based on what we've done. Saves us rather than restarting the server and setting manually. But we, as you can see, there's one car here that is inside another car.
This is what would be focus.
This is all we're watching. This is all that matters right now.
Although Malik, there's
Yes.
no collision damage on formation laps.
Maybe that's why they added it. They didn't add it for the sake of the formation lap itself. They added it for the bugs that happened at the start.
Just to cover themselves.
I'm catching on to them.
Yeah.
To be honest, I don't mind it. It is pretty...
Oh, yeah. Formation laps, even, when they're not inside each other.
No straight line. No.
There's always somebody that's, not aware that...
Come on, Raggy. We should know by now, mate. It just doesn't happen. It doesn't exist. I don't expect Europe to be any better. Look, they can't even get the order right at the moment. No reverse! You'll get fucking disqualified. No. Yeah. It'll DQ you. Alrighty. So there's no safety car for these 3-hour events because we do have exceeding 50 cars registered. The safety car does take up a grid box, so we can't be doing that. But we do have a virtual safety car that we will call when needed. Europe loves queuing. Yes, they might like queuing, but do they do it in a straight line? Windwatch though, he's still 7. I'd love, to be honest, Franco, I would love to see a transition to wet during the race. It adds so much.
It's one of the best things ever. I remember a night race at Nürburgring that dry to wet. Some of the best racing do.
It's amazing, yeah.
It's do you feel like the grip is there to go to the wets? You stick it out on the dries, and very much more to think about. And a lot more, even if you're just by yourself, it puts you in so many other things. Whereas, if it's dry race and you're 5 seconds away from anyone,
yeah,
then, you know, it's a pretty lonely old time, but adds so much if there's just a chance. But at the moment, it doesn't look like it's going to be rain on the forecast, certainly not for the opening half an hour.
We might have to watch a couple of split screens here for the start of this race. Just pure the fact this large grid and lots can go on.
And that looks like Makita is in the car for the first stint. See window of the Bentley who they've got in theirs.
Apologies to those who watch the broadcast for North America on Thursday night in your region. An upstream provider of internet actually had a major DDoS attack. So it actually affected a lot of ISPs in Australia that get their bandwidth from that upstream supplier. So that's the reason why we're having so many dramas. But that's all sorted now.
Can't quite get out. Looks like it is going to be Baldwin at the grid. So Baldwin's going to step in, take in the first couple, whereas Pole Cities, they're going to go with Philippa Makita. So Ryan Hallhand, Philippa Makita, all that too much in the skills department. So they can really lose there.
Right, they're going double file now as we prepare to start round 3 of our Endurance Series. We're at the amazing Hungaroring circuit. Team Just Yes on pole again. Will they have it their way again this round, or will they be challenged? McLaren, Bentley, Ferrari, McLaren, Mercedes. They're the teams in the top 10, but there's no Porsches in this grid anyway, and there's no Nissans either, so here we go, ready to start the race. We'll do a bit of split screen action as they come around to cross the line. Very late on the greens. It's still waiting, we're away this time. Strange delay. There's going to be a lot of 3 wides, 4 wides at the back. I think there's even a 5 wide if you look further down the track. It'll end badly. It is an absolute car park. They are tiptoeing around here at Hungaroring.
Not turn 1 though, Mullock. Always turn 2.
Yeah, everyone
they're
gets...
approaching now.
Oh, there we go. There's a round. Oh, they've just gone inside. They've just missed the grass there. They've just parked in the grass.
The 2 Mercedes.
Team orders. I just don't know where to look, Franco.
Bit hard at the minute as they all now start to pile in through the kink. They're all going to keep 4 wheels pointed forward.
Looks like that Adini has jumped Jake Baldwin to move up to P2, turn 1. There's a couple of penalties from qualifying being handed out, and there's an absolute mess here at the back. As you can see on the right-hand screen. Oh, this is getting worse.
They're going 3 wide even after that, and they're still kicking off.
It's more argy-bargy. There's no safety car being caught at the moment.
No. Still side by side. Everybody just needs to settle down. They don't need to fight this hard.
There's 3 hours left.
Exactly right. A lot of people just forgetting it's an endurance for a minute.
There's always a lot of nerves at the start of these races. Not only for the guys driving, but for the teammate. Will I get a race? And if I do, how's my car? But after 1 lap, it's only a couple of little gaps. There's nothing too massive, just a lot of argy-bargy. So a couple of 5-second penalties you've seen dished out were from qualifying. Infractions, I think we'll call them. yellow gang.
We like to call them the banana splits.
The banana splits, I like that. They didn't say pineapple.
I don't want to trigger your PTSD. As we see,
Oh,
Mercedes having a look at one of the worst overtaking spots on the circuit. It's a very, very bold move, Cotton, if you want to get an overtake done through the kink. Now, everybody compresses as they hit their way through the chicane.
because there's so much going on. We're going to use picture-in-picture a fair bit today, just for the start of this race. Just to fan some of that awesome track work to you guys out on Twitch.
Board main screen with Ross McMahon in the Bentley. Looking at Herbert, who's feeling a bit racy at the moment. To get past Bub now in that Lamborghini.
Up now, just battling early with those tyres, looks like, with the Lambo. That's right, I was meant to move that over to the other side. Trying to cover race control. What if we can do that during the stream? That'll be test me. Right, water battle. Early days.
See now. Herbert trying to get the move done. Will McMahon go and follow him? Not quite. Almost contact there between Bub now and McMahon. Bub now shutting the door on that Bentley.
So on lap 3 now, tyres should be feeling a lot more comfortable.
They are full of fuel.
I shouldn't worry too much. Maybe this corner, it's... Once you kind of make a mistake at that corner, you get so anxious every single lap. Will I survive it? Bentley gaggle. Too wide into this chicane. Never works, but they've managed to feed around that.
Is that Lawrenson who's made up a few spots? Or is that Herbert? As we head back up the field, Adini still sitting in P2, less than a second behind Bakita. Baldwin just sitting off the back, he's a second behind Adini, or Adonai.
We'll change that in a second as Bakita goes fastest. Skylay, he's got that 5-second penalty from qualifying infraction. This is very close here.
McLaren on McLaren violence. Like Chan is going to take the defensive line to hold off Jeremy Talbot. Chan gets a good run and hold off Talbot. Talbot with a little bit of a look, but coming way too far back to make that work.
Gonna see if I can move that over during the stream with my overlay. That'll test me, but I'm gonna do it.
See Talbot not entirely turning the way he wants. He has to sort of catch it a couple of times as they take big amounts of the chicane. Chan having to go onto the outside grass. Keep it pointed forward. Yeah. Talbot have a sniff down this back straight, actually, although he does run a bit wide. And once again, just see him catching a slide. So obviously not quite pointed as he wants it.
That's annoying me, so I'm going to fix that before too long.
Talbot once again. Magic. CGI wizardry.
These two are going at it.
What do you do if you're in chance position? Do you just let Talbot through and try and get back into your own rhythm, or track position just so important on this circuit that he has to try and fight him off as long as he can?
I reckon he's just going to keep fighting. Track position is everything, but for the sake of a long race like this.
Oh, contact, and he spun him. As there's contact, I think that that Lambo of Nagant behind as well, and it copped a couple of people I think have got involved in that. So he has a fair bit of damage around side as he gets bumped again.
That'll be sent through to the stewards, unfortunately.
Definitely be looked at. Got spun. Talbot just got up right on the back through that corner. So he wasn't expecting Chan to be as slow. He may have been trying to catch it, flight himself, and then he just made contact into the absolute worst spot, count on the car, and just spun him around. Now back down into P16. Fair bit of damage on the front of that side of that McLaren. We're going to continue on. I'm going to pull into the jet. Just watch here. You just see him go a little bit wider. Talbot closes right up, and they're right in the rear corner. And that Lamborghini Garn did well. Yeah, I thought he actually clipped him on the way through, but fair play. He got away with that as best as he could, I think.
G'day, Pentium. I welcome to Grid There Before Cycle. If I missed that. But yeah, it's been a hot and heavy start, as we expect for these big grid of endurance events.
We're into minute 10 of 3 hours, so hopefully these guys can rein it in a bit because there's a long way to go.
What do you prefer format-wise for your racing? Do you like these longer events, longer stints, or do you prefer the short ones?
I do like the longer events. It's sort of a double-edged sword. Longer events allow you to sort of spend more time at the wheel and get more and more comfortable. Especially someone like myself who doesn't actually do a lot of battling with other people, just there and try and hold position. I mean, the shorter events probably give you the most opportunity to do well, especially reverse grid. But you know, endurance racing do enjoy, especially the team aspect.
Exactly. Yeah, I agree. That's what I do. Really prefer that as well. As you just see, car 155 pick up a stop-go penalty.
That Sadie.
What do you prefer on Twitch? What's your ideal race length in your sim racing? What do you like? We are all ears. So this is what happened on that.
Lawrence now.
Just gone deep.
Oh, an absolute sand. Yeah, the brake mark there, or
going the background.
Yeah, and it's just like a nuclear chain reaction. It is just things have just happened behind it continually. Try to take avoiding action.
Oh, that is. That's messy. We'll cut away from that. What's going on? So what do we... Anyone reply what they like?
Lad Howard says 6 hours. That's his ideal. I mean, it depends on number one, the endurance length and how many sort of drivers you've got with you.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not sure how the Endurance Series works. They're driving pairing based. Yeah, so the Endurance Series is teams of 2. enter with your teammate. And you've got to do 3 mandatory stops for the race. There's a maximum driver time of 110 minutes. The rest of it is totally up to the teams and how they utilise that. For qualifying, each driver gets a 12-minute session to do their best time, and for the race,
hang on. Max driver time is 110 minutes?
Yep.
For 2 drivers?
Yep.
For 3 hours?
Yep.
Is my maths wrong, or does that not work?
So 110 will be just under 2. So we're not doing it half and half.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah. No, 110 minutes. Now I'm up with...
Are we all right?
Yeah, no, we're good. I just don't do maths good.
Now, it sounds funny when we talk about minutes, when normally we talk about hours.
If you say as long as you can do is an hour and 10 minutes, but it's not. Yeah. Anyway.
Wind watch, 9 kilometres an hour. It's picking.
Wonder what the max...
I always ask this question. I always ask this question, but I've never got a definitive answer.
Can we get into hurricane territory? Can it get up to like 120 kilometres an hour and cars are just dodging?
Well, I've heard someone say that they've seen it in the 30s. Whether this is true, I'm not sure, but...
Imagine that if it started blowing 30 down the front straight and suddenly you're doing close to 260, 280 kilometres.
Oh, he was just seeing move, sorry. About to look at the inside of the last corner. Going to run down the straight against the Lamborghini. Lamborghini's going to try and squeeze, but unfortunately, you don't have much to work with there. You don't have much leverage on the outside of turn 1 here at Hungaroring. The Bentley makes it very hard to get past.
Oh, McLaren as well.
Yep.
He's going to go for a piece of this. Mo is going to have the inside line, so goes deep though. Trying to defend, and the McLaren of Talbot, I think that is.
Oops, it is.
Said thank you very much.
Thank your mother for the rabbits.
Like,
who said that? Whose quote's that?
It's Rex Hunt.
It is. Whatever. I knew you'd know. I should have asked Twitch.
Yeah. Don't know. I think he stole that from somewhere too. I'm pretty sure he didn't come up with.
Looks like max wind is 40. So Rucker's done some investigating for us. I'd love to see it. If I could set 40-degree winds. 40-degree. 40.
We're both doing well.
Here we go. So 40-degree winds at 40
kilometers.
Oh,
there's an almost contact there. Not quite. Madison almost into the back of Hobbs there. Sorry to cut you off there,
No, that's fine. It was worth it, mate.
Madison normally can, pressuring the hell out of that Ferrari of Mitch Hobbs. Go picture in picture. Inside the car, one outside. A little bit of faking and weaving. Looks like Hobbs has got it covered for now. But we have seen moves down into turn 2. Has a look.
He's just trying to spook Hobbs deep. Hobbs is very good with pressure.
Yep. He worked very, very hard to spook Hobbs, although there are a lot of fast corners here where you just get your attention taken away for just a half a second looking at something else. Like here, for example, or a couple of the turns at what we like to call the top of the circuit. Leading onto that back straight, just get it wrong there. Don't have your concentration on brake marks, turning all the way bad.
Just see, car 27's picked up a 15-second penalty for causing collision on lap 1. Could have been to do with that debacle of the chicane.
Quite possibly.
Preacher, thank you very much for your kind words, mate. If you'd like to support OOR, because I love what we do, Patreon is definitely the way to go. That's a lot more helpful, and we actually get 90% of the money that you do support, whereas Twitch it's a minimum or maximum 50%. So if you want to always pick between the two, always go Patreon. Otherwise, you're just giving a business more money. obviously Twitch does have a few perks as a sub, and we do appreciate all our subs on Twitch. But yeah, they're the options, and I appreciate it very much. As Hobbsy still holds off Madison.
Feel the temperature in that helmet and Madison getting higher and higher.
He's hounding you. You had to back off there. Hobbsy's parking it very nicely on the apexes and blocking the run out of the corners.
Gone defensive very early though, so... Oh, and again, tries to dive in. It's the half look. Tell you what, this is reminiscent of Blitz Series Tier Green. Watching you guys have named escapes for the lead last week. Unrelenting pressure.
So just on that little small picture there, we've got the battle for second. Adini and Baldwin are going at it. Not too far up ahead. It looks like Lay and Serpiel are catching at a rapid rate tonight, but because these two are defending or fighting.
I was just going to mention, you just see him in the bottom of the shot there.
Yeah.
They are going to catch these two, and it could potentially be four-way battle very, very shortly. If these guys don't sort it out. It's always a trap when you're sitting there fighting and battling with someone. You just allow the cars behind to catch up, and all of a sudden you may have been putting pressure on somebody for 4 or 5 laps, and all of a sudden you've now got to start looking your rear view mirror, making sure you're covering off the lines. Doesn't help you try and get past the guy in front.
Yeah, not at all. Also a big battle for 15th as well. We can see there's 4 cars within half a second of each other. So we'll try and head down and watch that as well. Let's do that now.
Oh, it's contact.
Bang.
And it's happened.
It's coming.
Yep, as the guys all take avoiding action. Madison, I think, is trying to readdress that, but doing so, him and Hobbs have lost a bucket of position.
Yeah, 3 there, I think. Soleil, Serpiel and Mironenko all sneaking through, and Hobbs still having to defend from Madison.
Yeah. It's not entirely, that's not a fair trade.
Not at all.
Yeah, just see it. He's a lot of weaving, a lot of faking, a lot of shadow moves going on, and then all of a sudden contact at turn 1.
Bowen, your job's never under threat, mate. You couldn't race this week? I'd take you in my team any day of the week, son. As Madison slips through.
Yeah,
I think Hobbs has realised it's costing him time.
Saw that Mercedes camera 2. Very lucky to catch the bit of a wiggle it had when it got too much curb over the chicane. So
those that are watching the stream and also watching the F1 stream, if they do free practice 3, have they done it yet? Does free practice 3 happen a bit early because of the funeral? What is going on? We have to cross over to the other screen there. That's mental, that battle. Who is that? Herbert.
It was all lining up over P16 Chan, who was up a lot further, but unfortunately got involved in an incident where he got tagged.
No worries, Alex.
Oh, so
2x2s.
Yeah.
What's
the old Noah's Ark, and the Bentley has just gone. I'll just play my way through, guys. Thanks. No worries. He does have the inside line.
How good was Baxter there to realise that was coming through and just to sort of let him through like a bull and then just a switchback? That's great work.
Exactly. That's sort of racing knowledge. It takes time to get that.
It does. And Baxter's quite young, so it's bodes well for his sim racing career if he's already aware of those types of things. Love it.
One of the things, if you're not the fastest driver, it's one of the things you need to learn early is knowing when someone's going to do the big old send, and just shorten up your braking and try the old over and under.
Yeah. So how far into practice are they, Howard? Don't worry about the spoilers. Qualifying
It's
maybe not, but practice soon.
Yeah, it's only practice. Who
Gives a shit. I just want to see if
You know-
McLaren's picked up some pace.
Hey, can I say this though? Because I want this was always the thing when you used to watch like Sports Sunday on the weekend. If you don't want the spoilers, look away now.
Yeah, exactly.
Remember that?
Yeah, look
Remember
away
they used
now.
to do that? Yeah.
Local sport as well.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. Like social media these days, it's so hard.
Oh.
If you don't want to see anything or hear anything, don't watch it. Just stay off it if you're really waiting. I kind of gave up. Try not to find out results.
In this day and age, it's very, very hard not to, and even just like, you don't want to know the results of a sports thing. You'll just be in a shop or something somewhere, and it'll just be on the news. And
Yeah,
wait
well, yeah, newspapers have those boards at the front about the daily headlines. Sometimes it's
as we see another set. Bentley makes contact. The old hip and shoulder.
Baxter's not going to be happy with that. Very aggressive overtake into turn 2.
Rosh like an absolute bull in a china shop at the moment. Using the front grille of that Bentley as much as he can. Bullying the other cars at the moment.
There.
Well, to avoid most of the contact, it could have been a lot worse. Meanwhile, Serpiel get a move done on Light, who does have that 5-second penalty.
Haven't seen a penalty pop up yet from Mads. No doubt that's going to be happening pretty soon.
Do have a yellow somewhere too, though it's just gone away, so... Okay. Though Lies penalty is now 0 seconds according to that, as we see more contact and more drama.
Replay.
Oh, it's a replay, is it? Sorry. Apology. Missed the thing. Oh, yeah, it's down the bottom corner. Yeah, sorry.
Got into the back.
Yeah. See, just three spots for both of them, just like that. Tyson. Well, he's not made too many mistakes, but he's still stuck on the back of the Audi. While Renenko and Madison are slowly catching up. And obviously, finally getting past Hobbs.
Let's go back a bit further.
Another replay.
This is lap 3. Car 27. Just slight contact there, but they continue on.
Did well, the Mercedes catch that potential spin. And then, all undone.
Narnia.
Yeah.
Doesn't take much. These incidents happen.
First tag doesn't work. Tag again. It's the moral of that story.
Not wrong. Siciliano, P19. Looks like he's just got past Shuttleworth. It was...
He had a good week this week
He did.
in the sprint series, so hoping to continue that form on.
Don't mind that livery. I think that red actually works there. Somehow.
It's one of the few times that colouring the wheels has worked.
Calm down, Frank.
Well,
Scott's just calling you out.
Yeah,
Still upset about this Camel's Head Curse.
Scott's going to be upset with me forever.
That's why he's not racing tonight.
That's never going away.
You'll always have that.
Yeah. Time I lived war crimes. Anyway, battle still going on. Now is joined up to the back of this group.
So Mads has actually hurt himself here. He's made the contact with Hobbs, which is probably going to cost him a penalty. But now he's got 3 other cars to try and get past, which he didn't have in front of him to start with.
And the other problem he's going to have is the longer he stays behind, the more chance Hobbs has got
to holding on, yeah.
Potentially extracting some revenge as well. Not just holding on, he might be looking to square up.
Now pit stops here. Could be pretty certain they're normally around the 45-minute mark. If it was to balance out the 3 stops over 4 stints, which includes obviously the first stint. Some drivers have gone long for the first one, short for the next 2. Not really sure how it pays off. You gotta have to really just go with what's around you, because it's such a shortish track when it comes to like size or width. The blue flags and lap traffic comes in.
The other issue you got as well is you have a look at that trap map. There is virtually no decent sized gaps to try and come out. Yeah. Probably about a 90% chance you're going to feed back into traffic, no matter what you're doing. But if Makita in the Sprint Series is anything to go by, she will run long. Always generally one of the last to pit, Makita. See side by side Madison trying to get past Mironenko, and I think he's done it.
Couldn't quite find it.
Hobbs is now get back up there. Madison actually worried about having that Ferrari behind him. Decided to get past Mironenko and probably even Serpil and Lai as well.
Was close. Vu, there should be one Nissan perhaps. Yep, down at 34th. There are no Porsches in this series. No one selected it. Now, if we did that 12 months ago, that would have been the opposite, or unheard of.
Here we go, 245. That.
That's Samwise Holmes.
Ah. Penalty we thought may have been popping up.
What lap did they say? Was it second?
The chat will be able to confirm. Oh, there we go. Hobbs. Deep under brakes, almost into the back of Mironenko.
So 245. I don't think he's in the car. I'll take that back. Just trying to find the incident so we can show you all. This is what we're looking at. Just the top of the mountain, top of the hill, whatever you want to call it. Very close racing here. A nice opportunity. He's come across and killed the Honda. Yeah, made a mistake.
Honda was actually trying to let him through. Saw him on the outside, and then he's almost made the move done and coming back onto the actual track, virtually on the outside of the ripper strip, just caught the car and yeeted it into the barrier, or into the Nissan, sorry. Both are gone. It's unfortunate because for the Nissan, because trying to do everything to avoid contact as much as possible. Still didn't work out. Well, Tyson, and look at him move.
Very
side by side.
Serpil's improvement and
Yes,
consistency lately. It's been amazing. It's going to be hard there with the Bentley on the outside of turn 2.
Might potentially lose as Madison tried to pinch. Cheeky spot there. Park the bus. He's doing well to hold off group. He's been doing it actually all race now, so Serpil does have a very speedy Madison behind, trying to get those spots back.
If you look further back too, so Mironenko is right behind Madison, Hobbs is right behind Mironenko. So whoever leads this train is kind of just defending and holding them up. Whose turn is it next? That somehow gave us 90 seconds of damage, go figure. Ouch. Unlucky. So we'll make a look in the inside.
You get the move done.
Tell you what, Sky's done extremely well there to hang it on the outside. I think it's the inside. Oh, this is great battling. Madison's going to be very careful here not to make contact. Because he's got to remember the car ahead's also reacting to the car ahead of him.
Yeah, it's so dangerous. But everyone involved, Lie doing well. See, if he hung it around the outside, he'd still have the inside run if he could get a decent exit now. Serpil deep and is going to get the over and under done on him and potentially could lose to Madison, does he? No,
defends on the inside. This is just great racing.
Yeah, he did very well there to come back and just feed just between those two. Okay. Meter either way, and he could have gone into the side of Madison there. Once again, no damage done. And they all, once again, punching on.
There aren't many opportunities here to overtake at the Hungaroring.
But will they try and invent one potentially? That's where it goes wrong.
How creative can you be? How bold do you want to be?
Well,
I'll show you the ones that are a possibility. So when we come after this section down the hill, you've got to really nail it through here. So it's you're flat, tiny little bit of a brake. You've got to tuck the nose in and get it on throttle as soon as you can. If you're close enough, under braking here is a possibility.
Yep. We're just saying that if you get stuck on the outside, as long as you can get the grip and the power down, hang alongside and have the inside run to this corner here. So really got to be able to get the move done on the inside and be able to come across and just block cars.
Different angles they're taking there.
Yeah.
Just rear engine versus front engine, just very different. Absolute gaggle. He's close enough now. This is obviously a good overtaking opportunity.
Car 959 just pick up a 10-second lead for an infraction on lap 5.
Here's a possibility as well, but geez, you got to make sure you've got the right to the corner, or you've got equal right. And up through here, you shouldn't at all. Don't even think about turn force too wide. You can see he just lays off a bit earlier, just to make sure he doesn't run up the back of him. Oh, very
catches it. Yeah, absolutely caught that. And you just see Madison get really large in his rear view mirror.
Let's go on board with Mads. So that sweeping right hand, you really want to stay off that inside apex. It's not very nice, especially in an F1 car. F1 car, you just throw your car around straight away. It's very unsettling. That's gone a little bit deep there. He's made a bit of a meal of that corner.
So it's the apex. Just lets Tyson have a little bit more of a break as he's still putting huge amounts of pressure. The Audi in front, the light. Once again, with all the battling that's going on, Madison immediately
So
onto the
good.
back.
So good.
Just never ending.
This is for fifth.
Surely you got to look at your strategy at this point. So you come
It's so
in
hard to gauge where you're going to be fit out. Because someone's got to make that call. Someone's got to call. You know, you're going to be fed out into traffic. If you leave it later, you're going to be fed out into traffic. But if it does work out and you do get a bit of track, you're gonna jump these guys. Yeah, I'll put a little prediction up now. Who pits first? Drive-through
959 drive-through for collision on lap 10.
Alright, start a prediction. Who pits last out of these 4 drivers I'm going to do? So I'm going to go Lay and Madison, Serpiel and Mironenko. So Twitch prediction is up. Who pits last out of those combinations? So you can pick 2 drivers. And ahead you see some traffic now. So at this stage it probably won't hurt too much to have an early stop. All having to deal with it. As Mironenko, he's the first one to pit. He's checking out of this battle. Said, nah, I'll see you guys in a few laps time.
I really hope Madison didn't want to pit then, because he virtually had the pit entrance blocked from the lap traffic, so that decision was made for him, really.
Yeah, so Mironenko was 4th in this battle. So we've got Lai, Serpiel.
I don't mind that. He wasn't on the back. Did have Hobbs behind. A little bit of pressure on him in that Ferrari, so that's good for him. He just gets fresh rubber for a couple more laps. Might potentially feed out in front of this battle once these guys decide to come in for their pit stops. It's also going to be how much damage these guys have got to repair. You think Madison will have a bit of damage for?
Yeah, it's pretty marginal. It looks like it's not really holding him up. In saying that, he is racing against drivers that are defending, so lap times are going to be down naturally. So we won't quite know what any deficiencies in the top speed, but as far as aero goes, I think he's fine. Say with Hobbs, he might have a little bit of rear. Oh, just sticks that nose there to say, hey, you're going to go deep. Scott Lay is loving this pressure, lapping it up.
He'd have to go wide, so he obviously went super late on his braking then. Again, the Madison's in now.
Where's Talbot? I was looking for Talbot. He's pitted. Never mind then. So here comes a few stops. So now it's out of Serpiel and Skylay. I'm so glad I made the prediction what it is. I had a feeling that would happen. So it's Lay versus Serpiel. Madison and Mironenko have pitted. Meanwhile up ahead, Bakita leads the way, 7.4 seconds clear of Daniel Adeni. Jakey Baldwin, P3 at the moment. With Ben Floyd, 9.99 seconds back.
Starting to hit a lot of lap traffic now, so feeling that it's probably better to sooner rather than later. Serpiel, who's been stuck behind line so long now, see Madison start to feed it out of the pits.
C77. Does he gain anything? No. But he'll have those tyres in a bit of a better window. So a bit of meh. Didn't really gain, didn't really lose.
Still fit out about, I'd say Madison chose not to, whoever's in that car now, decided not to repair the damage because sat there for a few seconds.
And now Serpiel's in. So Skylay stayed out. So if you had, I can stop that now. Where's my in submissions? So who picks last? Madison and Lay was the combination you wanted to pick. So Lay pays out. So we'll watch with interest here of where Serpiel comes out in regards to awesome battle going on. If I can find the fucking... Well, here I am looking for Madison and that. They've changed drivers.
Yeah, I wasn't going to say anything, but I was going to suggest that maybe it's not them in the car now.
Who's actually in the car? Roland Schmid and James Vecchio. Okay, so this is what we're going to watch now. So he's still in his pit box. They're coming around the final corner. This is a big stop here for 130. They're going to get done easily. Are they right at the end of the pits? They are. Oh, this is going to be very, very close. I say that easily, but they are the literally first pit box. Oh, here we go. He's going to be very close. They're going to run outside Vecchio. Not going to have it. Serpio's going to hold him off.
Oh, it's great effort by Serpio there.
So now it's Ryan Duong. We can know what's going on. So another 45 minutes. Here we go. Let's do the merry dance. Just shows you though, Skylay better pit soon.
Yeah.
That was very close.
See the Aston, obviously with its tyres up to temp. Bentley still get them warmed.
Yeah, he won't have the tyre temp, but it is a lot easier to defend at this track than other circuits. He just has to nail the exit or the final corner. Oh, jeez, Roland Schmidt really compressed on the back there of Vecchio. We'll keep an eye on the Skylay pits. No, he stayed out. So P4 has pitted.
What the thinking is, maybe they've got some strategy they're going to run and they're sticking to it.
Yeah. Maybe just tapping out of this battle a bit. Because, yeah, in saying that, defending the way they are probably holds them up a little bit with lap times. So maybe they're trying to just get a bit of a different buffer. Instead of having to
Potentially.
defend.
These guys are definitely going to be spending a lot of time defending from each other.
Lots of traffic in the pits at the moment.
The Audi around the outside. It's not entirely the way you're going to get a move done at one, unless you're going to try and hold it around, but that was definitely the case at the moment. Vecchio now
could possibly be.
I wonder if that's the other thing we've got to think about is track limits.
Let's come together then a little bit on the right hand side, or the bottom screen, sorry. Car 77 is that's Pursuit Racing. They were right behind. What's happened there to Schmid?
Yeah, they've suddenly dropped off. They to get a replay of what's happened to Schmid there. Here we go. I was on the back.
No, this isn't the replay. This is now.
Oh, this is now, is it? No, it didn't drop as much places as I thought, though. For some reason, I thought they dropped a long way back.
Let's just watch this replay. So this is the lap we just watched, or the lap they're on now. You can see that Schmidt's right there. He's right there. Takes turn 2 and 3 fine. Oh, it wasn't turn 4, was it?
I'm wondering if it's turn 4.
Oh, unsettled it. That's it.
Too much inside curb, and that's a lot of damage to that front.
Oh wow.
Code browns all around. That's a blind corner. You're not going to get much time to make adjustments to get around. Oh, that's very lucky not to cause a lot more damage. But yeah, that car is not going to be fun to drive, especially after just making a pit stop too. That's what makes it worse.
Oh, he'll be so disappointed there. Didn't take much to unsettle it.
No. with Sam Reck, who he had an interesting night in the split series this week. He was really fast and looked like he was going to have a great finish, but very aggressive moves cost him not only damage and positions, but a lot of penalties tacked on as well. So we're looking at a bit of a redemption round tonight. And I don't think that's Audi things, that's just turn 4 thing.
Yeah, you don't take you just don't take turn 4 that way. He's just obviously made a mistake.
Grabbed the wrong line and that corner has spud him out.
Yep, that could unsettle a fair few amount of cars. We do love Audi tings. Not if we're in the Audi ourselves, but need an emoji just for Audi tings. So let's just go check out our race leader who we're on board with right now. Makita. Last lap was a 44.2. Very slow. Fastest lap of the race is 143.3. Sag.
What was the pole time?
142. It was about a bit second down, but still, that's ripping time. So awkward, just come out of the pits in front of a car that's a lap ahead. I'm going to let him through. What did you have for dinner, mate?
I had a chicken wrap.
Yum. What do we all have in Twitch chat? What did you have for dinner, or breakfast, or lunch?
I think the day of reckoning was last Wednesday. This is the day of redemption.
Marinated. Someone make me hungry. I need to decide what to have for dinner.
I'm assuming at 8:30 it's got to be probably something delivered.
Yeah. Nat likes to cook late. It's funny. I don't know if anyone has this. This is funny. For me, it's funny anyway. She's decided tonight, or this afternoon, she's going to rearrange her entire wardrobe.
Oh.
Yeah, what are the chances of that fucking actually happening tonight?
Well, I mean, I don't know how much stuff Nat has in her wardrobe.
Well, let's just say I hope she's got Monday off. Oh, more. That looks painful there from David Hughes.
Another one. Oh, that is a massive send, and it's.
Oh, just wanted to buff it out. That's very nice of Shane there to just buff it out there for the Audi.
Turn him around, and now they don't know who. No, you go in front. You go. Okay, now they've worked it out.
Do you think Shane realises that the front of his car's absolutely cooked?
Visually, if he doesn't know, he should be able to know by the fact the car probably doesn't turn in and or handle all that well.
And the fact that he's inside it.
Yeah.
Lots of Audi sadness. Welcome to Grid there, Mighty Magician.
Yeah, the Audis have not had a great run tonight. Either the McLarens have had some issues as well with each other, which is the worst part. So
well, we are going to investigate what happened to Phoenix Racing because we need answers, plain and simple.
Twitch prediction was a turn 4.
Well, this is only the second lap out of the pits, and I found out what's happened. It wasn't turn 4.
No?
Turn 3.
Oh, just inside curb and yeet.
Bang.
Oh. Yep. It's easy to do. It's really flat corner, as we just saw a replay of the contact. Just a big send from the Lamborghini. Mercedes avoiding action, doing very well. Yep.
Our race leader's pitted. Curtis in the pits.
Mentioned Philip does like a long stint.
With this battle that was going on for some time, it's definitely dropped a bit. So De Jong has skipped away from Vecchio with... Obviously, we saw Roland Schmidt lose it at turn 4, so he's dropped down to P12 with Adam Jarecki now right on his back bumper.
Ryan Juang, very smart driver, so not entirely surprised now would build a comfortable lead.
Don't think the straightener upper helped either of their causes. Oh, definitely not there, Lucas. So let's just go on Twitch and see what they've had for dinner. Let's just grade them out of 10 here, Franco. Marinated lamb cutlets?
Yeah, I'm not a big, huge lover of lamb, so 5 out of 10.
I'll give you 8 out of 10, Dan. I like lamb. I'm making chicken surprise. That sounds scary.
You never eat anything that contains the word surprise in it.
Yeah, especially with chicken. The surprise is it's not cooked.
Surprise is it's not chicken.
What happened to the prediction? I don't know. Where are we?
No, we paid out was the
Which
last
one?
one.
Yeah,
the pit stop.
Yeah, there you go.
Paid
You
out.
got another prediction? Put a prediction in chat. Prediction in chat is when I'm going to put a prediction up next.
Prediction in chat is what can we make Mullock eat?
Lay's still out there. Yeah, he is. Still out there. What else have we seen? Oh, by the way, Brat, please let us know what on earth chicken surprise is, just for the kids at home. Spidey's had tofu, 2-minute noodles, tuna, and peas. Spidey, do you need food coupons?
Are you currently being held hostage?
Are you okay, Spidey? Mate, I'm sure one of our lovely viewers will send you a decent meal. How do you have guns that size when you're eating that? Hacks. Pentium's had roast pork. Rated.
Only if you got the crackling. If you got crackling, then it escalates it.
Yes. Who cooked though, Pentium? Who else have we got in here? Lasagna for dinner? Lasagna, yep. A good nice staple. 666 has picked up a 15-second pick. That would have been Shuttleworth.
Satan himself. Car trip 6.
Got a question for you in chat there, Franco. What is your favourite meat?
The
Correct answer is cooked.
Yeah. Real answer is a tie between chicken and kangaroo.
Nice.
But I mean, it's harder to get kangaroo when you go out to like fast food jobs and stuff like that, so you generally order.
Let's go side by side. There's a couple of battles going on at the moment. There's a very sad looking Audi being chased by a McLaren.
It's a theme for the night. Sad looking Audis with front damage. Not damage at the rear, it's all...
Always on the front.
It's all front wax.
What else is also happening in Twitch? Pumpkin potato curry. Ooh, that sounds good. I'll have some of that. Anything else that no one else is eating? Cool. Doubt that very much. G'day, Viking. It's going well. It's going well.
Suddenly got a three-way battle now.
We do.
All being bottled up by this wounded Audi. If I'm that McLaren of the Jarecki, I'm trying to get past as soon as possible because don't really need angry Bentleys coming and trying to make spots into turn 1. There's only one loser and it's not the Bentley. I
have a hangover, Kate, so I'm playing nurse. I'm assuming Kate is your partner, Reggie, and I'm assuming she had a good night last night.
Oh, there's a touch there. I reckon the
Yeah, that's
Bentley.
a good save. It's a good save.
Done well. I reckon there was contact there. We might go to a replay shortly, but it's got pushed onto the inside and did well to not loop the car.
That's always the frustrating one. When you're chasing a car ahead of you and you've been very, very close for a long, long time, and another driver joins the battle, that car then like makes contact. It can get pretty frustrating, but
Thing about Bentleys and just, complete disregard for.
yeah, he'll get away with that because he's in the Bentley and we're allowed that.
Yeah.
No, look.
Now, was there? There was.
Yeah,
there we go.
Unfortunate.
The Audi went wide, so the McLaren was thinking, I'm going to have a run here, and all of a sudden, got a big old whack boat.
So, no doubt that'll be sent through, and a penalty will be applied to Mr. Dash.
Depending on curbs and being generally unpredictable as Audi teams, this sheer bulk to push cars around, that's Bentley ting.
Scott Lay has pitted, I think. No, take that back. I don't think this man is going to pit. He's still going.
He's just going to run the race. He's fueled up. It's like one of those cannonball runners that you read about. They've got like 2 fuel tanks.
Last lap was 46.1, so he's down on lap times quite significantly.
Those tyres are probably close to screaming enough.
Yep. Maybe fuel saving. I don't know why you'd put yourself in that position, but as for an example, Ryan Juong and James Vecchio, the ones that they're battling, both did a 144.3 last lap. That's nearly 2 seconds. So if it is costing him lap times, you just got to thrust it into the pits. No, go again. No. Don't listen to us.
No, this is where, as an endurance and as being part of a team, having your teammates communicate these sorts of things, like what are the lap times that the guys around you doing? Is it time to come in?
Yeah,
it's all part of it. It's one of the main things, knowing. Kenny Rogers says, know when to fold them.
Exactly right. And that's a huge part of sim racing. The art of survival. So we've got an hour in the bag already. And Skylay and team still have to do their 3 stops. I don't think there's anyone else out there with... Nope, they're the only team. So a couple of shorter stints coming up. The Rise, right. Lots of cars out today. Is my boy McNulty about? No. Look at the wind. 12. It's hit double digits.
Surprised they're able to keep it on track. Surprised they're not tumbling down the front straight like out of a disaster.
I think the lap times are up a little bit. It's across the car. Yeah, it's a tailwind going down the main straight. That's lovely. Perfect positioning here for the wind. So
now contact again.
Mind. Oh, sad. F and chat.
So, McLaren unfortunately got tagged earlier and has decided I need to pass it on.
The car wasn't already stuffed.
Schmid now, he's got damage everywhere. Not a part of that car that hasn't been touched.
But yeah, he's saying the words like Schmid is like shit.
Yeah.
Poor Roland. They see me rolling. Maybe a shorter stop here for Roland.
Yeah, I was going to say it's going to be a short stint. Sure, his teammate's busy running the numbers and going bare minimum. Need you to get to here. That make us do one, keep us on the sort of strategy of X amount of pit stops.
Yep.
But he might not have that opportunity. He's got so much damage that they just might just come in and repair it. Front and rear damage. All sorts of bad things here.
Race severely compromised there for the Pursuit Racing. Unlike this man, Ryan Duong has caught up to the back of P4 provisionally, Corey Sweet. Now, I've raced Jong here before. Somehow managed to get a win over him. But he is extremely quick here. He loves this track. He's obviously showing that he's ready to race. He missed last round, so he's filling in for Raul Brits. Should ask Raul how he pronounced that name.
Or we could butcher it like we butcher half.
Yeah, exactly. It's when we argue between each other, different pronunciations. It's when things go downhill pretty quickly. It's good to find a way around safely here of SFB Racing.
You he's in a Bentley, so that lead to one thing. Here we go, watching a replay of Chireki being punted earlier. Paid the favour, but not the car that punted him.
Bang.
Schmid is having all the fun so far.
So from puntee to punter.
Yeah, the circle of punts, I guess.
He's done it. Is this a Skylay in the pits?
He's just rolled it in. It's only because he's out of fuel. That's the only reason he's there.
Well, coming around the last quarter now, Geelong.
Easily jumping lie in the pits.
Yeah, you'd expect that. What was last lap? I won't really say.
See Aston and Vecchio. Well, he's also going to jump. I think Ly's going to lose a few spots overall, but there is to run these long stints early and then have shorter stints at the end where they're doing potentially quicker lap times. Freshen tyres, it might work out, but
yeah, they come out ninth.
We'll only know in the next probably, what, 1.5 hours. Still plenty to play out. Go back with Ron Jewell.
Here I am looking for this cars on the other screen, and I forgot I was on replay mode. Look, they're not at that corner right now. What's going on? G'day, Synthetic. Tailwind not ideal for F1 sends. Not optimal though. Oh, it's very close there, but that's a lapped car, I think.
Yeah, getting out the way.
It's Withers.
Made the exit of that corner for Duong a little bit harder though, so might be sweet to ride turn one. Go as
Alright, now that Reggie said that his partner's hungover, what's everyone's favourite alcoholic beverage? If you're not 18, don't answer. You can answer if you want.
we won't tell you.
We won't tell you, Mum.
220.
That could have been Jurecki. Yes, it was. So penalties a little bit harsher for longer races. McNulty on the rocks. David, why are you on your second Twitch account again? Love a good gin. What's your favourite gin? Spiced rum. Good shout. Who's David? How'd you know I was talking about you? David.
Yeah.
Fastest lap, 143.3. With a full tank. Gee whiz. This just shows you how much a nice new fresh set of tyres does.
That and a tailwind down the main straight.
Yeah. And rocket boosters that they've got in their car. That does it.
Yeah, they're very unfair the other team to try and put pressure on these guys. 17 and a bit second front. Oh, this is a good run from Duong. Let me have a look this time. It's in right on the rear wing. Have a look. Wheat not defending. No. Duong still thinking about it.
I saw a good battle that I've been watching, to be honest. Excuse the dodgy skipping, being lazy. Semi-wreck, right behind Mosquito Lay. Very keen to watch this battle. I think the camera goes out of focus there. Naturally. What other drinks have we got in there? So only 4 of you drink? Cool. Extra doubt.
Bacardi for Rusty now. Go Mule for Mourinho. GNTs.
Shiraz Gin. For me, my favourite beverage, Amaretto Sour. Can't have too many of them though, because they're very sweet.
More frustrating than stuck behind someone through the top of the end of that circuit, knowing you can't do anything about it.
Yeah. Oh.
Here we go. Side by side.
It's great racing.
Wheat has the inside line. He's going to hold on. Thought for a second Duong was going to hang around the outside. To have the inside run into the last corner.
Some lap traffic ahead, I believe. Just sticking the nose out to say hello, I'm here.
Yeah.
Please
Bentley
make
behind
mistake.
that I think is a lap car, but slowly catching this group. Potential. And there's Karud.
Damage there for Karud.
If he catches the back, you get that awkward thing of, I'm faster than these guys, and they're holding me up, but you're a lap down, so you shouldn't be putting your nose into this battle.
Yeah, the problem is, if that was the case, there was only one car there, yeah, you can maybe get out of the blue flag, but because they're battling, you're just a spectator.
Yeah, if I'm Karud's teammate, I'm telling him, these guys are battling for position and are a lap in front. Do not do anything. Because I would think the stewards would come down fairly hard on anything that interfered with this battle.
Yeah, I reckon so. Just trying to find where they might have had that damage. Had it for some time by the looks of the broadcast. Maybe they didn't repair it in the pits. Oh, very slidey there.
Marshall's going absolutely bananas on blue flags at the moment. That Bentley front. We have to start letting these guys through very shortly. Or see a bit of the old, as they go almost 3 wide. I was going to say it was shades of Hakkinen v Schumacher at Spa one time. Yeah, they were lapping traffic. Hakkinen got a move done. Duong still stuck behind Tweet.
Okay, so we're looking at the replay and it looks like the 959 car, they've had it since this stop. I'm determined to find out the history of these dents. Nothing escapes the dual PC broadcast.
Well, we've got another lap car It's going to be the Honda. Yeah, it's been picking up all day, Cam, but
What is it?
cloud. It's not clouding over. I still don't think there's going to be any rain yet for a while.
It's bullshit. I want a refund on this.
Start to see it cloud overhead. That's when you've got potential at the moment. Still nothing doing.
Yay, I found it.
Go. Oh, it's out of the pit lane. Is it? No. Oh.
Just snapped on him.
Yep. You just saw as he was getting on the power, he was still on the AstroTurf, and no grip out there as we see Chuong doing everything he can not to get in the back of that Mercedes.
These two are just going at it for ages. Let's go check another battle out. BMR Racing. Fairly sure they'll be in the top 3 the last 2 events. A bit further back than usual. They did have a penalty though at the start of the race.
Yeah, they involved in a couple of incidents as well.
Speedy McQueenie. How guys, how do you the spectator? It's just through broad. It's you just log in as a spectator, and so you press F2 and you go down to broadcasting mode. So you'll see the HUD at the bottom right changes. That's pretty much as far as all our little other technical gadgets. Well, there's some stuff that we've created ourselves.
Just saw Yim copying a 5-second for ignoring blue flags.
Oliver, DT.
The debutant will have a debutant run through the pit lane.
Last round, sorry, it was BMR Racing was second, and round 1 they were second. So car 155, a bit further back. SFB Racing were P3 first round, and Team Winding was P3 first round.
Yeah. I was going to say, that feels like track limit for Paddy Oliver. 989 is cop 15 for speeding in the pit lane.
Didn't he just serve a drive-through? We have to watch this. I have to find this out. Oh. I'd hate to stir him up. Not. Not. I am joking, not.
So maybe while he was actually serving his drive-through, he sped in the pit lane.
I swear his rear's kicked out. I'll laugh. He's showing off here. Looks so. Sorry, I'm just watching it on my end.
Yeah, I was going to say I'm not obviously seeing what you're seeing.
Maybe Cam can enlighten me. Maybe he's hit the pit entry a bit too quick. Just look at the speedo. Whoopsie daisy!
Not even close.
Not even close. On debut, making a massive meal entry. P. Oliver. He would have known then and there that I've done fucked up, hey Ron.
Thought that line was another 30 metres down further than what it actually was. Right. So meanwhile, this battle, Geelong still not past sweet. Thought Geelong would have got the move done by now.
All this Pepsi talking chat, my mate Kitty. Oh, what is going on? Saw some of the flags pop up on the other screen. All this talk of Pepsi. Pepsi Zero surely couldn't be your choice. My mate Kitty would lose his shit if he heard someone like Pepsi Zero.
My
Is it
mum.
Pepsi Max or I can't remember.
My mum. Skull Pepsi. Well, not Skull Pepsi, but that was good of choice. Soft drink.
I don't drink Coke or Pepsi unless it's got alcohol in it, which is rare.
I don't drink.
What?
Pepsi. No, don't do it. Oh,
not the leaders. Not the leaders,
who
Dave.
is
It
that?
just made me poo.
The other thing about endurance racing is lap traffic. So we see more contact between the Mercedes and the Aston. Paddy Oliver is at quite a day already. Doesn't need any more assignment. Just needs to get head down, get in a nice rhythm as he looks on the inside. Doing there.
What the fuck's just happened there? Sorry, I just pressed the wrong button, but Teddy Barrett got all crossed up into turn 2. I don't think there was contact, was there?
May have been slight, but I don't think it was. There's a reason Paddy got the move done. I think it was, he's addressing it, so obviously something happened there.
Never you mind me then.
Yeah. So Paddy get off the gas there and let Barrett through. Looks like he's letting everyone through at the moment. Paddy Oliver. Sure what's going on there.
Yeah. Has got an issue somewhere? Well, Kim did. Or Yim nearly did. Yim nearly turned into Yeet.
Oh, you can see he's trying to defend from the Mercedes behind. Lawrenson. And look at the old switchback. Pull alongside, but it's going to have
why are they doing that? They're both trying to squeeze each other. If you both end up in the wall, you have no one to blame but yourselves. Oh, Lawrenson. What a save.
We're starting to see a lot of cars get very twitchy at the rear, and I don't know if it's just because of the wind or if they're all starting to carry damage now, but all pitted not too long ago, yet they're all seem to struggle to get the power down.
Lawrence is just... the car's not playing nice at the moment for him. Kangaroo Valley also making their debut for the Endurance Series, but they have competed in quite a few of our special events. Ball with James Vanderhoom, who's just watching his Phipps.
Yeah, Phipps doing a bit of the old Tokyo drift through that corner. To hold on.
Pentium's just sent me a photo of his roast lamb, in particular the pork crackle. It's very mean to of you, mate, when I haven't had dinner. So I do expect a portion to be dropped off to my house. Thank you.
And then he's got to run now.
Got him. Right
Hope
really early.
is for Phipps to hang it around the outside and keep the inside into the last corner.
Oh, this is going to be awkward. Can't watch.
Lap traffic or lapping traffic? Lapping traffic.
Oh, I think out of all that, Patrick Oliver and Ted Barrett have caught up to the back. So this is about to be a 4-way. Wow, that's a snap. Get off the wall! Whoa. I was hoping he realises it angles in. He would have made that mistake only once.
You know what? It's all kicking off here, sort of over P20.
We won't go anywhere with this battle. So,
Morning, chat.
what's going? Oh wow, Oliver. brakes. The one in the middle, the pedal in the middle, big fella. Patrick Oliver's a friend, so if anyone's wondering why I'm giving him shit, it's because I can.
And he's carrying 30 seconds worth of damage. This goes for a move around the outside into turn 4.
If you don't mind, umpire.
That is brave.
So yeah, see, we go. The battle for 20th.
Some would say almost foolish. But he's made it work. It was a two-man operation, that is for sure.
So Susanna, who was a lap ahead, is now skipped away again. Oliver, Phipps, Vanderhoom, Barrett is right there. Ward's picked up a drive-through.
Oh, and got a little bit wide and almost had an Aston Martin into his rear.
Well, this was shaping up to be very, very close, but I think they just filtered out based on pace. Oliver and Phipps. Thick dog. Welcome to the Octane Online Racing's chat room, and then there's Reggie saying that. What did he say? It's Guy Love. That's all it is, Guy Love. Welcome to the grid there, Fred. Okay. We'll leave you guys to it.
I think we might need to close chat for a while.
Yeah.
Keep our sponsorships and monetization.
Don't let him corrupt you, Melissa. I love you even if you're covered in shit. It's a true sign of a friend, isn't it? So Lawrenson on the back of Yim. Both these cars probably a little bit out of place based on their pace, especially this one. It's currently sitting P2 in our championship.
They both have interesting races so far. Lawrence and Yim have both had a couple of earlier on in the race. Yim got tagged earlier. Spent a bit of time repairing. Lawrence, that Mercedes first stint was also caught up in a few.
Maybe a time for no, I'll stick with that. I'm going to back Melissa in here, even if I don't know the context. Because Cameron's
bottle.
involved, and Cameron's didn't tell me the safe word.
Okay.
What was I checking now? I was going to do something. I fucking lost my train of thought. But these are probably the closest battle. Oh, Twitch prediction. Who's going to pick next? I'm going to take Lay out of that one. I'll do the same thing again, but it won't be Lay. It'll be... Oh, Dion Video. I'll do that. Sweet. Kai Rudin. Dion Vecchio. So this is the next Twitch prediction. Who's going to pick last out of these two combinations? So let's go back up at the front. Houlihan extends a lead for Just Yes. Who've won the last two races. They don't look like they're going to be stopping anytime soon. So we are going to remove their rear wheels for the next two races. 2:17. Oliver Shoesmith's in the car at the moment. He's currently 27 seconds back. 3.6 seconds clear of Baldwin. 96 car's got a nice, decent lead over the 97 car as well. Oh, the picture-in-picture, very close battle there. And we've also got Talbot going very wide into turn 1, it looked like. But Duong has pitted, so we're expecting the pit stops again to happen. Obviously, there's 3 stops in a 3-hour race. It's about 45 minutes since if you balanced it out.
Yes, Howard in chat saying Baldwin doing a big double stint, so obviously getting Baldwin stints out of the way early. We'll let Howard take it home from there. You're in a good spot is Baldwin. Just saw said Duong got another pit stop out of the way, stuck behind the rear of Corey Sweet, so probably not a bad thing to potentially try and get an undercut done.
Yeah, same Melissa. Love this circuit. One of my favourites. Falminion says, will Oliver pick up a 3rd pit speeding penalty? Is grass green?
Is it 3 strikes you're out?
No, not here. Not for him. No, I don't think so. Maybe out of the team because he's been removed. Maybe off someone's Christmas card list, but in the race, we'll keep him going. Wind is still 11 kilometres an hour. It's a tailwind down into turn 1.
Kicking off in the second green, you see there.
Isn't it ever? So Vecchio has pitted as well. I think that's to cover off Serpule in 130. So we're looking for 130.
It's like
which is well and truly.
Staying car Serpule. Back into the car for the Bentley.
Keep pushing.
I thought they were really close together. Maybe they had. I think they had a penalty to serve.
Yeah.
That would make much more sense.
That would, from Madison. Goes wide, let the Bentley through. That's Baldwin. It is Baldwin. They run a cracking race today so far.
The wind's just dropped to 1 kilometre. There's no cloud cover, so
yeah.
Interesting. Serpule leads of those that have pitted twice in the 130, so that's Team Woney. Valkyrie Racing, about 20 seconds behind. That was very close before the pit stops, but they've had to serve a 15-second penalty, I believe.
Hooley is a team with Makita, so a very, very strong team.
What did Alti just say? Alti, say it again. I won't let him do it to you, mate. I just heard whispers, rain in 45 minutes. No, just I wish.
The only way you know that is if you are actually setting rain.
I wish we could code it in. I would troll the living shies and add a bender. Rain coming. It'll be after the race, like 5 minutes.
No. You'd have it on the last lap.
Yeah, it'll just start.
Not
change the thing.
Not have it so that you'd go for it. Enough to. The McLaren 5-second penalty. Send by the Lambo, manages to pull it up.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Trying to let traffic through, and this is not going to end well. There is not death here. How are they going to manage it? Well, I guess I have to change my name now as the McLaren goes around the outside.
It's not over yet.
That's another brave spot, and there's contact again. And they somehow managed to keep it pointed forward. And
there we go.
There we go.
There we go.
It happened.
It was coming. And it came.
Yeah, you could see it. Thought it was going to happen to turn forward. It took a couple more than that, but definitely happened. Just almost went side by side through the chicane and made it work, but wasn't to be.
I think Sweet Kyroden. So Kyroden's bid as a Sweet was the last one, I believe, Twitch chat. Can you please confirm with me? Hopkinson.
Car 220 has picked up.
Jesus!
Oh, that's interesting place to show the nose. This is Herbert.
I see IB and think of irritable bowel straight away. I don't know what it stands for. Maybe the teammates.
It just means. No, it just means IB Racing.
IB Racing? Nah, it means something to me. It means what? They've got short stints because of the IB problem.
Oh,
only team that needs to pit 6 times.
Oh no!
What?
They cut across the pit lane.
No, then he's just killed the team. I thought that's mosquito lane. They're P4, and now they have to fucking pit.
Oh no!
Well, that's a very short stint there. That has not ended well for anyone.
No, and just started from.
Oh no! Oh, you want the bad news?
They just sped the pit lane?
Yes. We have to watch that back because we love a bit of drama here. Oh no, that was a very unfortunate sequence of events. Easily preventable though.
It was very preventable. It's going to be some big penalties handed out over this, I can tell you that right now. So we watch here, just keep an eye on the Honda of Phipps, who's going into the pits and misses the corner, makes the contact, and then, didn't hold the brakes. And poor old Lai has nowhere to go other than into the pits. And then we'll keep an eye on the Speedo. They've been forced into the pits. Might be okay. No, they've sped after the line.
They haven't activated pit limiter accidentally.
Yep, they've missed it.
I just feel for that.
And that's purely because they,
got a bit flustered.
You weren't expecting to be going into the pits. It was only because you were forced there. So
F in chat, please.
That is absolute heartbreak.
There we go. So the stop go 30's just popped up because they're caught speeding in the pit lane by the game.
Yep.
But that'll be removed.
I'm going to suggest that the stewards are going to have a discussion about that.
Yeah. So we're keeping an eye out for Phipps and his teammate. This Rice baby. Yes, very unfortunate there. Welcome to the grid there, Fred Rory. I'm not sure if I caught that before. Thank you very much for the resub, Racer Adrian. Shadness indeed.
Yeah, that's worst result you could probably have over. To have the contact and then be forced in the pits just after you've pitted with nowhere else to go.
100%. So that little bet we had, Sweet was the last one to pit, I'm pretty sure. So now Floyd's in, so yeah. So if you had Sweet And Corudin, which was 80% of you, Foul Minion, was the only one that picked the other side. Goodbye 4K.
So Lai has had his penalty converted. It has been second, so just going to compound worse. They will have to serve that when they come in for their next pit stop. But you got a feel for them.
You definitely do. Just they would have been flustered. They would have been a little bit agitated. They would have been a little bit flustered. So you can understand the mistake they made, but it's still a penalty. It's just you just hope that the penalty that the other car receives is worse than the one you get for speeding in the pits, because we will look at the balancing of that in future. That's how I roll. Thanks, mate. G'day, Corey, Speaker of the Devil. So we've got Herbert and Hopkinson fighting. Washington now is in the car for the first time tonight. So Jakey Baldwin is complete. He's finished his 2 stints. Barring a disaster, he probably won't have to hop in the car again.
He's done an admirable job as well. Kept him in 3rd place. Keita also stepping into the car. Done their 2 stops. Shoesmith, I think, is on track in P1, but we get their next stop.
Jake is heading out on the town. Is he just? He's finding another team to drive for tonight, dogs, because he loves it. So just got in the bottom right hand corner of the screen, Madison, who's currently P8. He's right behind the race leader, who's only done 1 stop. Now Madison's got a bit of pace, but obviously Shoesmith is not obligated to let him through. Perth times are still really early there. He's heading out in the town early, so it's what, 7:24. Good on you. Good on you there, Jake. Thank you for filling my shoes. It looks like it's a permanent spot. Oh, by the way, I've stolen your reserve forever. You can blame my shoulder. So who's just coming out of the pits? Withers, I think, just came out of the pits then? No. Don't know what happened there. Did you see anything happen there?
No, I think Withers...
He must have made a mistake to lose some time.
Yeah, because they've still got 2 pit stops still to serve, so Withers just misjudged a few corners and just allowed.
We'll suss it out though.
Like starting to struggle with being able to turn that feather in.
Yeah, a few laps earlier was 4.5. I think he's just been losing some time.
That Ferrari's not best in it. Keep an eye sort of line to take.
He's just struggling for some just outright pace. There's obviously a long stint maybe for stint 2. Remember they pitted early for stint 1. Losing about second and a half a lap time to those behind.
See Hopkins in the background. Massive blows up on the ear of fellow Ferrari. See Withers struggling to get the car turned in, missing the apex by a fair distance. Oh, Baxter. Got a feel he's going to have a look down into turn 1 if he feels like Withers is not going to be able to defend it very easily. Here we go. Set up the inside, hugs the inside line, and easy. Withers tried somewhat of a fight back, but I don't think he's going to have, or is he? He's going to do a massive late braking manoeuvre, and they make contact.
Contact, Ferrari on Ferrari.
That's what happens when you have 2 passionate Italians, same bit of racetrack.
So you've got IB racing behind. We obviously have been saying irritable bow. Well, there's going to be an IB ahead. Irritable Baxter after that contact.
Stop go 20 for car 90.
Here we go. So you can expect a lot more stop goes in events like this.
And is that for both incidents, or do you think that's only for one? Is there more pain to come car 90?
I reckon it'd be for the combination.
Okay.
Just had to stay where he was. Just had to stay stationary and let the car come in.
I'm wondering if this potentially could be first penalty for what happened with pit lane. Come in, serve their penalty. She could pick up another one for not holding the brakes, unsafe rejoin. So we'll keep an eye on that.
Yeah.
I potentially may not be over, as we see Withers peel off into the pits. Tally was just struggling with that car.
Dog said, I used to love this track, but trying to get set up through Merc this. Try and go set up through Merc this. I'm sure. Now over it. What I've gathered from that sentence is not a fan of the Mercedes here at Hungaroring.
Well, I'll tell you who is a fan is Turbot, who's just got a move done on Baxter.
Bang, got him. Great move. Very patient there.
It was.
Set up Mercus. There we go. I don't mind this track. I haven't driven with the new Mercedes. Oh, Baxter's got a drive-through.
That's
just popped up. Track limits for sure.
Track limits. Yep.
Out your mama. Just a
so meanwhile goes
swarm of cars for 20 seconds.
Philip has picked up the fastest lap too. Pretty comfortable. Oh, got Clark in the back of I'm. Newman in the background there as well.
Yeah, I feel with this circuit, obviously got to compromise an area to gain an area, because obviously Sector 3 and Sector 2 very it's aerodynamics or downforce heavy, but obviously you're going to sacrifice a little bit. Sector 1, more wing, always more wing here as Hopkinson heads to the pits.
Fly through uphill left hand. Newman get a move done in that Bentley.
I think that happens sometimes, Dog, is when you're pushing in a car that you're familiar with, flat out, and trying to find that extra time, you're actually overdriving it. And when you jump in another car, you're actually not overdriving it because you're not quite familiar with it yet. So you're actually braking a little bit early. You're actually doing all the things correctly. I find sometimes that's what happens when I do the same thing. So I'm doing Aston around a track, and I go jump in the Audi, and I feel like I'm already faster. It's just, if you also can over practice pretty easily too. But yeah, there are some instances where the cars are just better at certain tracks, especially if they suit your driving, which you don't really know until you hop in it. Send me I said, not while I'm racing, mate. No DMs. I mean, no nudes. If oh, Dan just sent me photos of food. Why are you bastards doing this?
Malvini claw onto the back of Mironenko. Audi front. Had interesting things happen to it so far this race.
Interesting indeed.
a little bit more patched up now than when we saw it a little bit earlier. Meanwhile, I'm put a direct pavement between the two of them.
That was touching there for sure. Oh.
Ryan Anderson, not scared of taking the curbs.
Stop sending me photos of food, you pricks. I'm not looking at Discord ever again. Oh, Jirachi DT, did we just see that pop up?
Yep.
Oh, around the inside. I'm just going to have the next corner though.
Can Dog do the old cutback though, and on the drag down into turn 1. Super early defensive driving from Mime. Dog is forced now to go around the outside into turn 1.
Wow.
Yeah, and I think Dog's
got him.
Got the better of it. Yep. Will slot in. So Doug Ryan having to regain a few of the positions. Paddy Oliver lost through it. Right in the background. I don't know if that's lap cars or so.
Yeah, it is. So Siciliano up to 12th, having a great outing on debut here in our endurance series. Sneaking through, obviously, car 33 did cop that incident in sector 3 with 245, so they've had 90 seconds of damage to fix. And it's obviously put him in an awkward position on track. Never fun when you're involved in an incident like that, but that's racing and they do happen. We do try our best to enforce our rules and regulations, but you'll never be able to stop all incidents, and hey, that's what half the reason why we watch motorsport. The drama, what could happen. We've only lost one car all day though, so we started actually maybe two cars. BMR Racing are making their way back up the grid. 15th at the moment, just down. Who is it? IB Racing's Regan Herbert.
Maybury. Seen a lot of him tonight.
Certainly have. I reckon there's still a big shout here for a top 10.
Got a lot to shake out with an hour to go. You've got to wonder who else is on the bubble for track limit as well. Be a few drivers that'll be on 2 or 3 warnings.
The wind is going. Yes, it was always the brisket. Yummy, yummy, yummy.
I don't actually know what brisket is. It's always something I've heard like on American TV shows, but
is it like smoked meat?
Yeah, I've just got
flaky?
like really charred. You know,
or is it a cut of meat? I'm not sure. Oh, geez, speaking of cut. I'll tell you what, I've been very impressed with Car 45 here on debut. They've had some very tight racing. Haven't looked flustered whatsoever.
More importantly, they've not really been involved in too many that I can remember.
Top 15, Pro-Am. They're currently 5th in Pro-Am.
Take that on debut.
Oh, hell yeah. And it's a very competitive Pro-Am.
Yeah. Yeah, I always figured that's what brisket was, but I've never ever seen it in my life.
What are they saying?
It's like a big cut that's slow.
Yeah, I thought it was something to do with smoked. And charred or
Yeah.
softer.
Yeah, I've just always imagined it's like a local type of meat, but yeah, other than that, no idea. Anyway, Mironenko. Viney's obviously got past, but Mironenko is not going away.
Now, Franco, qualifying for F1 starts, I believe, at 10 o'clock tonight for us, right? What are the chances of no one telling us qualifying results and we watch it afterwards?
Slim to none. However,
Slim to none.
how long does qualifying go for generally?
An hour. We will be able to watch the last bit.
Yeah, so we'll, you know, it's not as if it's going to finish before we finish up here, or you finish up, because I'll bugger off with the run now. Watch it live and just let you man it solo.
Right
So
together.
yeah, unless it's something earth-shattering like Hamilton out in
Q1.
In Q1, then I don't think it's going to, Mazepin gets through in Q2. I don't think there's going to be too many surprises.
No, I don't think so either. Watching qualifying, practice. Hearing that Norris is P2 in practice 3, based on how bad the McLaren looked in practice 2. Ricciardo's still struggling with the car. I've actually swapped out Ricciardo for Norris. Swapped out Leclerc for Sainz and Raikkonen for Tsunoda, just so I can flip Red Bull as my team.
Impressed with Tsunoda so far. He's showing a lot of promise. I think I'm reading it in.
Ben from OOR.
Saying he's gonna take time to get you to the McLaren that everybody expected him to be beating Norris easily day one.
Well, everyone was shocked that he actually out-qualified Norris at Bahrain. Based on that as well, he did very well there. Then he had a bit of damage at the start of the race.
He had
Gasly.
Yeah, he had a damaged floor, so that obviously made it hard.
Uh, 12-hour cook plan for tomorrow. Malik aim to arrive about 6. Sure thing. Look, if I was in Victoria, I would actually 100% be there. But I'm also streaming F1 tomorrow because I'm a sucker for punishment. But yes, I 100% would love to arrive.
Well, here's the thing though. I am in Victoria, so like you reckon. Alrighty.
Or you might take a bit longer to drive there than the average.
Yeah, probably would be quicker to drive.
I've seen you drive there, so you might get there a bit quicker.
Yeah.
Look away, Dogsund.
Nah, but I need to drive. Yeah. Tomorrow, your numbers on stream.
Yes, if you love your F1, we do have our F1 series now up and running for a little mini get together.
I was actually quite happy with my result last week.
You top 10, weren't you?
P9.
Yeah, told you. Did you watch the stream back? I didn't give you shit once.
You shit on my livery.
Oh, that was crap, but the racing was good. No, I can't even remember, to be honest. Last Sunday, I was in so much freaking pain. I don't even remember much of the whole stream.
See, that lap traffic. But sitting in P3, Jeremy Washington, they have got back in front of this team. They were P2 for a long time. So obviously, Jez are in the pit strategy. They've made it work. Goes to show how much of a wrap the stints of Washington teammate earlier today.
We've also seen the 130 car Team Warner get ahead of SFB Racing in the last stint. So Serpio and Floyd are going out now. That swept around.
Mine meant that spot too. So they were on the back and they went in and pitted early versus Floyd tweet jump. So everybody's got one more. So this is to where the decision's got to be made. When do you, for your last stint, how long do you run? How long do you run on the tyres, and how long do you want to run on the tyres?
Yeah, it's a tough one. You're probably going to be carrying the least amount of fuel for this final stint, because you're probably carrying a little bit more of the other stints just to cover off different couple of strategies. The last stint, you are going to need to carry it to the finish line, so you won't need to go long or short. You have to go to the end. So
don't want to be too marginal on you, though.
No, not at all.
How many times have we seen people's races undone by 1 or 2 laps of fuel that they probably could have comfortably taken?
Yeah.
There's been stories of race wins being thrown away by not filling up the car enough, so... Right,
yeah, I've been icing it a fair bit, Rusty. I wish I was doing alright as well, but I've got a tear, so I can get the information down, but...
I don't think I've ever asked you how you did it.
Do you really want to know?
No, I'm sure you probably told the story.
You don't want to know? You do want to know? You don't want to know? It's fucking short. You don't? Okay, fine.
I'll hit you up later.
You know Bender's mum? She's a lovely lady.
I don't know Bender's mum, but I've heard nothing but good things.
Yeah. Anyway, nothing to do with it. Pretty much...
That beating you up?
Slept. I woke up with
Oh, really?
I'm not even joking.
Slept on it wrong.
Yep. So, suspected a slight partial tear prior to really fucking it in bed. And I didn't know I had a partial tear beforehand. Who knows? I mean, I'll avoid surgery, but a fair chance I'm going to need it, maybe.
I was going to make the easy joke on how you did it. That's it.
Carrying Bender.
Oh, I wasn't going to say that's how you did it.
No. It's out there now. If Bender was in my team, it's because, I carried him F1 series. But no, it wasn't anything cool.
Could have said, you were fighting off a mugger that was going to deal in that sandbag or something. Could have big up.
The thing is, I don't know if I would have done my shoulder fighting off a mugger. I probably would have something facial on my fists or something, but on my wrists. But pop a shoulder, I was doing Muay Thai. The fights I've been in or sports I've been in, mate, I've never done anything like this. It's ridiculous. Thanks for the 500 bits.
Murph, thank you.
Yeah, I'll see what they say, Rusty. I've got a couple of other things going on that surgery makes a bit harder, but fingers fucking crossed. Don't know why I turned Scottish in. Then I said Scottish. Back to the racing, 1 hour left. It is final stint time coming up very shortly. One more prediction we're going to put up for today. Which team, which manufacturer of car pits last? So you have a choice of 4 teams. We'll go Ferrari as well.
It's got to be whatever Lie's team is, so Audi. Put all your money on Audi. That's all I'm saying.
It's funny because Audi's not in the prediction.
Oh.
For that very reason. So we have the last team to pit. So out of these car makes.
Is McLaren in it?
Yes. So we have McLaren and Bentley. That's one side of the coin. And then we've got Mercedes, Ferrari on the other side of the coin. Get your betties in. A bit wide there, Sky.
Put money on.
Go on. Put your money where your mouth is.
Put my actual Octane.
No, no, we don't condone betting.
Because don't want.
Drive-through penalty there for car 999. I think there might have been for track limits.
Perkins in the Mercedes. So Clark now 3/10 off the back of famed OR commentator, Jay Sachs.
He's been very messy with his car.
Right. Wash.
Notice, Jamie, we haven't used Chase Cam because we are not Neanderthals here at
Because Chase Cam is garbage.
It is. It would look there. We go. We'll do it for just.
No, don't. No. Oh, why indulge?
Just for Jamie.
Why indulge?
Oh no. I regret that as soon as I pressed it.
Viney in the Bentley's gone early for their last stop, so they are done. Johnson now in the car. Now we're at the point where you start to look at who are you fighting, how long do you want to sit behind someone, or do you want to pull in the and potentially get a pit stop done and potentially an undercut. So that won't be worrying about that too much is this one. Well out in front, have absolutely dominated this race from lights out.
This is watch a lap here on board with our race leaders. You can see how hard they're still pushing. 70 laps into the race.
The outside and sweeps back in on the inside. Not a car stepping there. All the way on the outside curb. Kane.
Just lovely lines through this beautiful
all
circuit.
Of the curve.
Yeah. Just so stable under throttle. Out of corners. Corner X is just mega. Traffic ahead.
Sol Nissen. Nissen has not realised the race leader is directly behind.
Luckily we didn't catch it on stream.
Been
that's
embarrassing.
a beautiful lap there with Bakita.
See why they're leading the race.
Practice prevents piss poor performance, as they say.
Ciliano has got to drive through now, so they'll get converted. Will drive through get converted, or do they stay as drive through for track limit?
Ooh. Drive through of track limits, is that what you're talking about? That 6.6?
Yeah.
That's unfortunate. Not the first car to have this. And
There we go.
In.
Low Trundle. Or are they serving their last pit stop?
Oh, they're going to have to do the drive-through first.
Yep. So it's unfortunate that's going to cost a bucket of time. It's like forever. You'll sit there at 50 k's down the straight. We've got a three-way battle. Bentley, he's been at the back of battle that's been going on. Mark Mercedes trying to hunt down Saxon still. But more he battles, more he's fighting
I've got an
Newman.
optimal thing to happen in the next 15 minutes. Are you ready? Are you ready for this? Okay, because we've got 53 minutes to go. Ideally, we want qualifying 1 to start and May Spin put it into the fence, which needs a red flag, about 30 minutes to clear the debris. He's obviously not going to be hurt, and then we get to watch qualifying 1. Does that work out? I'm not asking much.
I mean, the thing is, that's not impossible. You're not asking for something outrageous to happen. It's got to go straight on a Tamburello and red flag.
That's all I want. That's fine. I drove a GTR and a GT3 Sim Series. The car was great. It's just a lot of toe and throttle in the hairpin, which you freed right up. Yeah, it's not a bad car. It's probably a little bit down in terms of BOP overall. It's at one stage there, the BMW, the Honda, these cars are the ones that weren't being picked because of that reason. But I also think the BMW was up there because people didn't drive it much. There wasn't as much data on learning how to set it up. I kind of feel like the Nissan's a similar boat.
Clark was looking for a potential switchback, but Saxon very much holding the perfect line. What's happening there?
Don't do it to me, you stupid thing. So it's a quick little trick. That fixed. So that I'll do that sometimes. Alt tab doesn't work, so you just gotta Alt enter, then Alt enter, and then it fixes it. It's weird.
When I broadcast, I have it, so I can. Yeah.
What was that?
So when I broadcast, I do Domo.
With ACC?
Yeah.
Just a full screen because Alt tab works straight.
Yeah, I just
It
use,
fucks with your sizing. It's the sideways sizing that sometimes is a bastard. Unless you use window capture, but sometimes there's some captures those things at the top. Alright. I don't know why the camera goes. Is it turn 3? Let's go with this button.
Get away through the traffic.
So it looks like car 866 Triggered Racing. They were about 11th or 12th, and they had that drive through to serve because of track limits, as we'll see 96 sneak through here. But they've only dropped a couple of positions, they're down to 14th. So hopefully a big final 45, 50 minutes can get them up. I reckon that aim for P10, and if they get P10, they're going to be beside themselves.
See one of the leading cars, that's washing way through this group as well now. Blue flag's out.
Right, Twitch chat, who's your prediction of a pole position in the Imola qualifying coming up soon? Who do you think? Actually, probably someone will sort that out. Yeah, so Washington's he's making his way through some traffic. He's got past 2, now he's going to get past the Ferrari. I do feel sorry for Mick Schumacher. That car's going to be absolute garbage all season.
Mick's got to realise, as we see, Washington gets the move done, but Saxon almost has let enough room to let Clark in as well. May have left a little bit too much room. Oh, is it going to be contact? No.
Not quite.
Clark managed to pull it up. He's going to get a bit balked on his run out the corner, so Saxon might survive. But still sitting there. My opinion, he's in the box seat. There's every chance that these two could come together.
Always. So Rouders reckons Max, and no one else watches F1? Yeah, so that's true. Like, the Huss is going to be garbage all season for obvious reasons. You don't actually blame Huss for that, because why kind of invest your little bit of amount of money that you've got in a car that's you don't even need next year?
Yeah, exactly.
It's kind of a bit of a wasted year, to be honest.
Yeah, I can understand their point of view, but it's, as long as it's not sort of Williams 3 years ago bad, then...
Oh mate, it's going to be worse, I reckon.
You reckon?
Yeah, they won't. They got upgrades or slight upgrades for this round. That's all they've done, and that's all they're investing all year. They've said they just weren't ready for round 1. But we'll soon find out in qualifying now where they're at, and that's where they're going to be, and they're going to go further backwards as other teams probably bring in a few changes.
Do they look at the 104% rule?
I don't think that's even a thing now, because I really doubt Williams were in that a couple of times. Thanks for the gifted sub there, Dan. Much love, mate. But Yim really close to Robert Shaw. Robert Shaw picking up his first podium the other night in our sprint series, from memory. Duong has pitted up ahead. So the first of our leaders. Final stop, done and dusted.
That's going to be good because they've come out in a fair amount of clear traffic. And the driver in front of them, a fair amount of clear traffic in front of him as well. So they've lucked out in the last lot of pit stops. They're going to have a lot of clear running. Put some good laps down on these.
What a great spot to be fed out. Yeah. Ideal.
On a map that's been generally full of dots of cars, now managed to find an acre of space.
So car 130, they are, do this button here, they are sitting in 4th in our championship with 180 points, 16 points back from Racers Pride, the 909 car, who aren't racing tonight. So they will jump ahead of them. The closest one to these guys as well is Odyssey Racing Green with Norman and Clark. They're having not their own way tonight. They're currently in 24th. Currently the 96 car are sitting in 17th. So I expect them to jump up a considerable amount. Because Red Rooster Racing are P6 and they're also not racing tonight. So yeah, two teams in the top 10 unable to take the grid.
Rec and Johnson both served their last pit stops, so they're free to run for the last 45 minutes to the end. Really hoping that Rec come home with a wet sail. Up for his sprint round effort earlier this week. Start to see the pit lane become a hive of activity as drivers are now coming in for their last stops.
Something must happen to Robert Shaw. Well, something's happened to Yim. No, I'm not quite sure. I thought they were right behind each other. Yeah.
Yeah, something's happened to Yim. Yim's now 6 seconds off the back.
Well, let's investigate. That would have just happened last lap.
Still 44 minutes to go. So time for Yim to get onto the back of that Ferrari. Here we go. Oh, I wonder if it... No, I thought it may have been... Mercedes. There. Oh, contact.
Going a bit too narrow to force that.
Yep. And damage on the way through too. So that car's not going to be handling all...
bloody happy.
Yeah, that's it's a few times that car's been dinged and scratched. Look at Herbert.
Everywhere Herbert's been so far to today and tonight, very full on.
Still yet to pit as well as Pickford. This is for position not only in the overall but also in their class, so I think the fight's going to be pretty willing between the two. There we go, Pickford, big sand. Can Herbert do the over and under? Pickford with the inside run. He's going to get the move.
Nice.
He is. Took a lot of inside curb to get that move done, but he's got it done. Now, can Herbert do right under rear wing around the outside? Pickford's having to defend. on the inside. Roof held over and under, but Herbert absolutely blocked by Pickford for parking that car exactly where it needed to be. Pickford now start trying to scoot away, not allow himself to get under pressure from Herbert.
Just some good battles. And
Great
goes up
battle.
and at the front. Not a heap. Everyone's in the groove now. 40 minutes to go. This is probably the closest one we've got on track.
It's going to probably extend his legs and scoot away from Herbert. Both of them have still got a pit, so if I'm Herbert, I'm in that pit stop sooner rather than later. Especially if you've got a faster driver potentially waiting, jump in the car, give him as much time as you can behind the wheel, as well as take advantage of some fresh boots. There we go.
In.
Yep, smart move.
So there you go. The Audi of Skylay. Obviously, yeah, I forget that they had that forced stop.
Yeah.
Ooh, Daj has got to drive through. It could be speeding in the pits. Based on the fact that that's green. Because you can get a stop go 30 or you can get a DT by the game. Doesn't always pick it up though, hence what we have to watch. So Just Yes lead the way. Floyd, Hobbs, Madison, triple pit stop. As drivers prepare for their final run here. And Daz has just come in to serve the drive-through. It's never a nice feeling. 308, 15-second penalty, speeding in the pits. So that must have been for track limits there for Daj because they normally get converted. Which has just fed him out into traffic. But both these two drivers haven't done the last stop.
Try to get overtaken.
So one of them's a lap down anyway.
Go on.
Comes out ahead. Oh, 5, which is sweet, yep. What could have been for these guys? They've had a lot of pace today, but haven't quite been able to have a clean race.
Damage battles earlier on really put paid to their evening.
Damage battles and depends. Now with my new album.
It's ruined every race every time. Great. There we go, Bakita in. A bit earlier than I thought. Thought she'd come in with about 2 minutes to go.
Speaking of, Van Vliet picked up a penalty, a drive through. So more track limits here at Hungaroring. Speaking of songs, Franco, my girlfriend was listening to Natalie Imbruglia, a song the other day, and oh, this song's for you. You bitch.
Well, if it's Natalie Imbruglia, there's only one song.
There's only one,
really.
Yeah, Torn.
Yeah.
Like I should do a TikTok with it. But can't be fucked. Oh dear.
TikToks, that's what the kids.
Yes, that's what the kids are looking at.
Yeah, I don't.
It's actually quite funny, to be honest.
Don't know anything about. Pretty sure they got an age check on TikTok that if you're over a certain, it doesn't platform.
Shut up. Whoa! Oh, guess what? Guess what? Red flag, qualifying 1. Guess the driver.
Please no.
It's not Mazepin.
Ah.
It is fucking huge though.
Who is it?
I don't know, but one of those drivers I brought into my team. It's one of the Alphas. I can't tell which one it is though. Sonodo.
No, he's simply binned it. Oh, it's going to make it hard to do quali.
It's a great result for us that want to watch after this race. Thanks, Sonoda. You are now my favourite.
You are driver of the day.
Don't look at the back of his car. It is sickening.
As he's okay.
Yeah, he's... better say shrunk, but that's impossible. He was standing actually next to his teammate the other day walking down pit lane, and he's a very short man. Or he's Gasly's tall. Oh, it wasn't even that bad crash.
I mean, as far as sports people go in terms of height, it's like jockeys and then Formula One drivers. Yeah. Scaling upwards.
So why Formula One drivers don't... Hi, I'm a jockey. What? I don't get that. What's happened? Is it because they're riding horses they actually get whacked in the nether regions? Mind you, that was pretty loud and high pitch I just did then. Pretty impressed with that. But yes, my wish came true. I don't like to see anyone crash or get hurt. But I do like to see qualifying.
36 minutes to go. Basically, all that too many battles going on now.
BMR Racing are back into the top 10, but they do have one more stop to do.
Yeah.
Jacobs. So Speedy Mite, they're on debut. They're in nearly into the top 10 as well. Love to see it.
You want to start getting those pit stops done now because you're not leaving yourself much time to take advantage of the fresh rubber. Half an hour to go. Got to start about number 1, getting your fastest driver in. Number 2, new boots on your car. Because you never know, somebody in front may need to serve a drive-through for traffic limits. Might be some teams out there with 2 or 3 and they pick up another one. They serve a drive-through.
Well done, Bakita. They're short and they're really skinny. Watching or looking at Ocon, it's worrying me. Like, he's a fairly tallish F1 driver, but he is so thin. He was so much, he had much weight on him when he was a commentator, just for that year off. He must eat curbs. Glad to hear you had a great time. I'm assuming you're Herbert. Fantastic racing tonight for your team. It's been very impressive, very clean.
Yeah, me personally, I'd be happy with the effort tonight. Jacob. Right. Getting onto the back of Wreck. Still a few up in front still to serve last pit stops. Clark. All over the back of Bub now. You guys have been in wars tonight too.
Yes, Bub now still needs to do one more stop, so I reckon Clark's going to be wanting to get past as soon as possible. Bub now stays out just to be the thorn in the side.
Yeah, that's really annoying for Clark. He's probably, I don't really need to pass him because he's got a pit to make, but the longer he leaves it, the more it holds him up.
I'll tell you what, if Rice Baby can get a race together where they have luck on their side, no disconnections or penalties or incidents, they're going to show a lot of pace in that top 10. But at the moment, they just haven't quite had that going for them yet. But geez, a few battles are starting to open up in this last stint. Everywhere we look, small gaps. Another one that's been involved and hasn't had a great race on their own end is Team Mamaland. Those two boys have got a lot of pace as well. Who's behind? Sammy Rex. So Sammy Rex on his final stint, yep.
Rex.
Oh, brilliant. That's brilliant letting through there.
Rick's obviously trying to put as much space between
Jacobs.
himself and Jacobs as he can.
Well, oh, that's great blue flag awareness. Under braking as well, you don't lose much time. So, very impressive there. Now, Ricky's time to do the same. Has Ricky done? Yep. So all those 4 cars have all done their last stop.
Work from wreck there to get through the traffic cleanly.
Yeah, and still want to have to. So you let him through, but you don't want to give up the position. Wow.
Oh, that's.
Oh no! No! Oh no! Oh, that is a fucking disaster. Oh, he's still going. Sammy Wreck, you poor man.
Oh.
What just happened?
Absolutely gutted for wreck. I probably need to see a replay of that in a second.
Holy smokes.
One of the race leaders, the P3 car, comes out of the pits at absolute worst time imaginable. And like a dart, just hit wreck in the side there.
As soon as he got
probably
sideways, it just...
And wreck probably didn't even know that car was coming that fast into the corner. They've had time to react to it.
This is on board with wreck.
All good, and then not. Here we go.
It's in the background.
Yeah, just got clipped the Ferrari. It's been sent across the corner. Watch here, just as he trying to get around in front of the Ferrari exiting the pits.
He does come across him. I'm not sure what the Ferrari's meant to do there.
No, Ferrari's really not done anything wrong there. It's just massively unfortunate and just clipped the front corner.
Which Ferrari was it?
It's one in P2 or 3. I think it's one of the leading Ferraris. Adini.
Shoesmith. I guess the steward's going to look at that and to see, one, is he coming back across the track and not aware? But it's, yeah. He's lucky that it didn't bin him, to be honest. That's a disaster of an incident. But we'll move on from it. Very intense. Was Bentley the last one? Thank you for watching, because we're watching the replay. My team. My boys. Last one's in the pits, so obviously they've put some octane there themselves. Cheeky little shits.
So was that Bentley and McLaren?
Yeah, Bentley McLaren pays out 31%. So good odds.
I should have listened to my own financial advice.
So where's that put? So Cameron Norris is now the final driver here for Triggered Racing. The P14. Roland Schmid. These guys. Everywhere we look, there's stories. There's stories. Pursuit Racing, another team that doesn't have much luck.
Schmid's had a few stories tonight.
Maybury drive-through. There's another story.
Oh, from P12. Track Limits claims another. Yeah, fair old drop down the order too.
Yep, so that'll give Lay and Norris a position. I'm fairly sure. He's going to have to serve that straight away. Ahead, we've got Ryan Geong and Team Woney. And here comes Maybury into the pits to serve the drive-through. That'll be for Track Limits, if anyone's wondering. Not the first, maybe not the last, to have that fate handed to them.
This is where you absolutely need to, if you're on a couple of warnings, you need to be absolutely sure that you're hitting your brake marks and don't track extend.
So that gets past. Triggered Racing gets past. And there's Brett still pumping through now. It's probably cost you 30 seconds or so. There we go. They're going to be fighting Land Yacht Motorsports. So they've slipped to 15th.
I don't know if they're going to look at Wayne Mabry came out over the pit line there.
You're going to be very careful doing that.
Very aggressive, trying to slot in behind.
Put something else for our rule book, just so people, if it's not written down, people will find a way around it.
Yeah, I thought that may have been in the rule book.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Got to follow
similar
the end
to
of the white line.
The entry as well.
Yep. Anyway, Mabry now back down in P15. So just watch here, aggressively out of pit lane.
Got to watch those lines. Does that count as a Merc last pit? No. So what I should have stated is mandatory stop.
Yeah, and they didn't pit anyway. They just rolled through the pit lane. Yeah. That's not a pit stop.
It adds to your pit count on the game, but it's not a pit stop, as Franco's saying. They didn't stop. Even a stop go 30 is not intentionally stop because you can't change anything in the car. Exactly right, Brett. That would have been a big penalty. In a real life series, that's a huge no-no.
Yeah.
That's what pit lane speeding is so treated so harshly normally in real life because it's so dangerous. Obviously in sim racing, the danger's not there. But you can gain a lot from entering quickly.
Maybe now. At least they've got a battle to have in the last part of the race. Unfortunately for them now, it's battling for P14. Down the inside in turn 2, and they're going to get that move done. Yep. So, Mabry now be on a bit of a recovery drive. They're about 3.5 seconds off the back of Norris, P13. Meanwhile, Houlihan team has been untouchable all race. Probably before then, from qualifying through, being no one really challenging.
No. So it also looks like Dave Hughes and 308's going to drive through. That'll be the track limits. Maybe that's the next one. Will we see another DT? I might put that up as a prediction.
Oh, so that's a 1-to-1 bet. Sure, there's going to be a few teams still on. A few warnings. They only need one more.
Yes, no. How long we got left? 24. We'll go this for 10 minutes. Okay, so there you go. So then last, or one of our last maybe, 98 stop go.
Oh, stop go for 98. That's Chan in the McLaren.
Ah, it's Mamaland. So yeah, so the one that are deemed to come across the other Ferrari and cause contact into SIMRACING Lamborghini has been deemed to stop go. I think that's a good decision there by the stewards. If you're going to come across a car near a brake zone, let alone not a brake zone, you can't make contact.
Yeah.
And the Ferrari was well within its right. It's the hottest line.
Yeah, it just didn't quite get the car in front enough to be back in front.
Literally 2 more seconds and would have been in front, but...
Oh, not even that. It's only, they were, you know, the Ferrari was exiting the pits, getting back up to speed. It wasn't even 2 seconds. It would have been literally half a second more and they would have just squeezed.
The only drama with that is just because it was so close to the brake zone, it's dangerous as well.
Yeah.
It would have just been better just to hold it, go deeper under brakes, and they would have got past anyway.
Yeah, and basically turning that into a 3-wide corner as well.
Yes.
Always very, very dangerous. So it's one of those things where unfortunately timing was horrible for all involved.
Yep.
Sammy Reck was probably the most factored out of all of those drivers. So I bet Shoesmith's counting his lucky stars that affect his current P3 as we see the McLaren of the leaders trying to pick their way through this lap traffic. Or is that Hull, sorry? Or that be...
There's Hull versus Darwin here for P33. So even this far down, they've still got a battle. And this is a nice one.
I wonder what's happened to Darwin, because I seem to remember him being up a lot further than that. But
just one of those races got a bit deep there. And McLaren says, thank you. Vecchio's coming from a blue flag perspective now. He's going to move, and he does. 22 minutes left. Now, Twitch prediction is up. One of our final ones for the night. Will we see another drive-through given out to drivers? This is not from the stewards, this is from the game for track limits. It's a fair chance. If you're a betting man, it's a fair chance. There we go. Ryan Geelong just picked one up, just as I said it. I shit you not, Franco. Soon as I go to close the betting, fucking Bakita's put $100,000 on it.
Yeah, but she's not going to get anything for it. She's only going to get her own money back.
She's just fucked everyone else that had it. I was a second. I was about to press it, and I saw it go up to 99%.
Let's not distract from the fact that Geelong, they've driven a great sort of race.
Let's get back to this.
In the second half, and they just need to make sure they don't. It's all good there, but that is heartbreak for them. They were involved in a couple with Tim and Tyson Surfield. They were involved in a couple of incidents early, but put themselves in a really good position in the P4. Now that is all gone away. Kai Ruden's going to come through. Yep. Where is Vecchio? The next question.
It's going to be close to Vecchio.
Yep, Vecchio's going to get it.
There they are. It's another good battle coming up for the final 20 minutes of this race.
Go. To just sneak out just in front of Vecchio, but be under all sorts of pressure now.
You're pretty quick there, Bakita. Literally just about to click end submissions, and it just bumped up from like 30-something% to 99. Or something similar. But yeah, unlucky there for Ryan Geelong. I say unlucky. People are doing track limits. There's nothing unlucky about it. It's just stay within the limits and you won't get these pens.
It's just a shame you can't set the number of track limit warning, or
Yeah, it's a little bit more flexibility with the rules would always be handy.
Yeah, like it'd be nice to be able to say for a 12-hour race you still don't get only 3 track or track warning.
Even if it's just
that'd be handy.
1 or 2.
Yeah, especially over the long distance, but right, and especially at certain circuits that have
really horrible corners. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Paul Ricard. I think this track's had the most drive-throughs for the track limits. Oh, there you go, Backermans. Oh no, no, Bakita, no! Don't do it! Don't do it! You! I didn't get it. I beat her. Whew. But 20 octanes. Oh no.
Said, it's all right to bet on the winning thing, but put it all in. But you're only winning your own money back.
Yeah.
Anyway,
let's go again.
Yeah, now.
So
if you're Vecchio, all of a sudden you've got a chance at another spot here. If I can catch on to the back of Geelong. Oh, is there going to be contact between Dudge and Rex? No.
Let's go investigate Rex's car, because that was a big rear contact. A little bit on this side, yeah. Obviously the damage model in this game is pretty garbage. Is the diffuser shaking a little bit more than normal?
No,
just based
off you'd have to cut to another Lamborghini for comparison.
Fuck.
Oh, I think we just
sorry.
Wreck get overtaken, but
yeah, it's definitely shaking. That one's pretty stable there.
Yeah. So obviously, Wreck letting Darge by through there. He's obviously struggling with. Just see he's struggling to turn the car in. Final corner. So it's going to be a matter of trying to manage does have a fair old gap to lie, but Rex' chance of a top 10 finish ever more slim. Needs something to happen in front, like a drive-through or an.
Yeah, I think Geelong's pulling away from Vecchio now a little bit.
Gap
Obviously,
now,
they've had a pace.
1.6. So, Houlihan, Washington up in the top 2, but Thornton and Jacobs apparently in the Pro-Am class. Job at the moment. Darge now. So holding down P3 for his class.
Clark's just picked one up just as I went to him. And so is Carood. I'm not doing this bet ever again.
Yeah. I don't know why you went.
No one's betting against him. It's funny for the this Twitch stream. Probably not so funny for those on track at the moment who are picking them up like candy.
So,
that was close.
So the question is,
yes,
you pick up your 3 and you serve your drive through. Do you get another 3 after that?
Yes, you do. It restarts it.
Yeah. So the guys that have been clean and haven't served a drive through yet, sort of getting a bit punished for holding on to only a few corner cuts left towards the end of the race versus somebody that may have picked up 3 earlier and served a drive through but had all their points.
I think it all works out the same though, doesn't it?
It kind of does, but
because you're still going to be pushing hard, and you're likely to pick up a second one. Just as long as you aren't hurting anyone at the same time.
Washington. Good result for your team, Alec.
Hell yeah. Saw that.
To start paying these boys.
It's looking good. We're on track for a P2 in the first one, but Mr. O'Hara had internet issues. Cue Illuminati music. No, I'm joking.
Cue Mullock trying to draft every top tier driver.
No, not at all.
To his team.
I just think you don't put an Andy O'Hara on a team with Houlihan and Bakita, do you? Like, really? Are they not strong enough?
Yeah.
Come on now. Have a challenge. Challenge yourselves. But yeah. So
I want to see
gave me
Bakita
racing race 1, and then I've pants minutes.
I would like to see Bakita win a race with me as co-driver. That's the challenge.
I'd love
of Andy O'Hara and Bakita.
I'd love to see it as well. I'd love to see Bakita and Houlihan versing each other, much like I'd like to see any of the top tiers to go head to head. Pat has broken his brakes.
Oh, Paddy thick. Let's have a look. Yeah, he's struggling to pull that car up at the moment. Going well wide. Have a look at his inputs. So it's
actual brakes in the car, it looks like. Yeah, so the pads are gone. What Paddy have you got in, Paddy? Careful of the cars around you though, mate. Just get him in the pits, change those brakes. Yeah.
Yeah, those pads are gone.
Maybe he's overheated them or something. He's going to hit that wall. No, he's going to slow it down.
Pad 4, that's your problem.
What?
That's correct. Somebody says he's got pad 4.
No way.
I reckon he's got pad 1 in there.
Yeah, pad 1. If he had pad 4, it'd be gone a long time ago.
Yeah. Yep. That's unfortunate.
Saxon drive-through, another one to suffer late on in this race. Yeah, it'd be pad 1 for sure.
Meanwhile, Vanderham, Clark and Chan. So Vanderham in the Bentley. Been in and around battles, but not necessarily in the battles themselves. Suddenly now find Clark other cars around him now, so we'll see what that Bentley's like trying to defend. Oh, he's...
Yeah, got Kyruben coming through here, and Houlihan right behind as well.
Somebody suggesting Pat may have picked up a pit lane infringement, potentially. Keep an eye on that.
Oh no. When it rains, it pours, eh?
See Clark have a big look on the inside. Who can get the big run down the main straight?
I'm going to be back in that Merc, I think. Just with a bit of slip. No, see you later, Bents. Under brakes, maybe. Yeah, he's going to try on the outside, but with the Bentley smart enough, he's going to really make it hard for him to get a good exit. No, he leaves the door open. Doesn't go wide enough.
No.
He had to search for the outside apex there.
Oh, there's contact there.
Some might call it a kiss. Oh, there's more contact.
Oh, more contact.
Oh, there's more. There's more contact. Fuck.
Oh, I thought they were going to be
Stop it,
okay
he's
there
dead.
for a second. Yeah, it just seemed to be after the second hit. It just looked like the Mercedes just snapped on him as he was trying to get it round the corner. Unfortunately, just left the Bentley with nowhere to go.
Chance made the most of that and got through both of them.
Oh, it's a bit of a drift from McLaren in front there too.
Let's go on board with Juon, see how he negotiates the traffic here. So up ahead's the 218 car.
He'd have to have his wits about him.
Yeah.
Oh, he's almost in the back of the...
That
Oh,
Mercedes might be struggling a little bit.
Yeah, hopefully Mercedes will do the smart thing and let him through. No, it wasn't the most greatest spot for the let through. Geelong didn't leave much choice. So Geelong is 3.8 off the back of Kyruben in P5. He's got 10 minutes plus all this traffic through. If he can go car 27 drive through penalty.
Lap 90. So 5 laps ago. So it wasn't the one we just witnessed. Oh, they're going to go at it again. Here you go. Take 2. Darwin and Hull are both got to drive through. There's all kicking off here towards the end of this race.
Bentley's got the benefit of Bentley toe at the front and shuts the door emphatically on the Mercedes there. Like this time, I don't think he's going to have the look. Something behind and one's been twice shy, I think. Minutes to go.
Yeah, the only other thing with the warnings you're getting, so say for example, we can't add or change those warnings on the server or do any commands with them, or even see the warnings. So say for example you're on 2 warnings and you get shafted through a corner, like pushed off, and you can pick up another warning which is a drive through or whatever. We can't remove that because if we do remove it, it resets the whole thing. Then we have to watch all the rest of the footage after the fact to see if you get another one. So it's a bit of a pain in the ass.
I don't see what your problem is.
Admin life, steward life, mate.
Steward life. Oh, as we see, Clark.
Sad
There's more traffic coming through there. The Aston.
And it's also got Mosquito Lay. So Triggered Racing up to P13. These guys are actually in the top 5 for some time, Mosquito Lay.
Yeah, unfortunately he got involved in that massive accident that forced him into the pit lane.
That was really unfortunate.
It was the worst incident ever.
Which then in turn flustered them a little bit and they got caught speeding in the pits.
That basically snowballed from that contact.
That's...
Oh, there's contact there in the background.
Very aggressive. Still going to get a move
Clark.
done cleanly as a guy behind.
Clark, he's gone deep as well. So it's like it's lie in P12.
So Houlihan leads the way with team Just Yes. Still more traffic.
Tell you what, Ryan Duong now 1.6 off the back of Kyruden.
That's going to be on, I think.
That's going to be on very shortly. If they can keep out of traffic, Duong will try and nab one of those spots back he lost drive through.
Baggermans can get the move done here on right. This is for 17th.
Well, not here. Don't do it here.
No, he won't, surely. There's no room for one Bentley through there, let alone two other cars. He's going to try and
hang around the outside. No.
Not quite.
Right, going to park it on the apex. Not a way through. This is not a spot either. Paul needs to just identify what you actually can overtake here.
Speedy Might on debut into the top 10 at P9, looking for 8th.
Looking for the lead of the Pro-Am class is what they're looking for. Mind the fact it's 8th and 9th, this is for the top step in their class. Could have a great battle. Top of the Pro-Ams, 6 minutes to go.
That's it. You were good there in chat there, dogs. Very dirty looking McLaren here. It's no longer yellow.
Think about bright liveries. Just shows the
It
dirt,
shows
like,
everything,
you know. Yeah. Bits of rubber that get shown up onto the cars.
Yeah, so Houlihan, 5 minutes to go in this race, clearly ahead. We're going to get the 100 laps in here at Hungaroring. This is probably the closest battle in the top 10 we've got. We've got Maybury right on the back of Norris now.
Duong and Kyruden.
Oh, 6
half
tenths.
a second. That probably a lap away from being spicy. So that one.
We'll go on board now. This is really going to happen pretty quickly.
We always say though, it's one thing to catch the driver in front, completely different to actually get the move done, especially at this circuit. And Kyruden, hang on, sitting P5, but have a lot of pressure from Ryan Duong in the back here.
There's going to be some mega defending here for the last 3 laps. But it's been a good little stint here after their drive-through penalty, from memory.
Was dropped them, I think P4, I think they were. They were in front of Sweet, behind Shoesmith. Dropped them down a few spots, but
27 is around the top of the hill.
Guys are approaching there very quickly, so hopefully the car can get going.
Oh, he's
Green,
drifting it wide.
that's too much grasp.
He is human after all. Thornton has seen Jacobs go past. That's for P8. Maybury's now trying to make a move on Cameron Norris. Very cool. A lot of cars up this bit. I bet you they're not all on the same lap.
Where the race awareness has got to be really good, because you've got to potentially be trying to let the leaders, as Maybury has a big look at Norris.
Oh,
Quite close enough
this
to
is an
make
awkward
that
situation where
Yeah.
Norris is right behind Lay, but look at all the traffic. Blue flags, blue flags. Sebastian Vettel will be going off his face, I reckon.
See the Mercedes getting to the back of the McLaren there as well. So Norris has actually benefited from that. He's
And Lay's right behind Rex. So Rex car's just that, as Mosquito Lay
Rex.
sends it.
Oh, Rex almost.
This is tight.
It's going to end in tears for somebody. Somebody is not going to have a happy night.
No, we might have to go picture in picture here.
Hope it's not wrecked because he's suffered enough.
Oh
we see
no!
contact.
Trigger
There it goes,
Racing!
and
Huge
it's around.
contact!
Oh no!
You can see that brewing. Oh, and then he's lost it
Oh.
trying to get back on the track. We'll look away now. Semi-Rex actually come out of something half decently. As Ryan Georg on the right-hand side by side. With the Ferrari, gets past Kyruden. What an overtake.
Yeah, he's almost sideways as he went past Kyruden there.
Mitch Wright's pitting. That could be for track limits. I'm not sure. So much has happened in such a short amount of time.
Was
Sadness.
going back to the incident, that was just... Tell it was going to get awkward.
Yeah.
People were trying to pick their way through the lap traffic. Meanwhile, Geelong, really not going to be too bad. Only going to lose the one spot overall from that drive-through. They can hold on to P5. Don't know if Kyrudin's going to be able to fire back to Geelong. Going to have the pace advantage. There's only best part of a lap to go. But yeah, tell the way those cars were all lumped together was...
This is the replay of that incident.
Wreck going around on the inside. There was a little bit of contact there, but nothing too bad. But as Lambo's come back around, it's tagged the Mercedes and it's all kicked on. And then...
yeah, he just spun it.
Just spun it as he tried to kick it around. Meanwhile, Houlihan...
Just cut the anchor and go.
If you're in P1 and you haven't got much air time, there's only one reason for that. Absolutely dominated the race tonight.
Huge. So, whatever Dorks is on, probably don't get on it.
Yeah, if a
We
car
don't
in
make the
front
fucking
is...
game, mate.
If the car in front's over a lap in front of everyone else, it's not much point spending time on that car. It's not like the English broadcast looking at Hamilton.
Exactly. Well, there's 16 cars behind them battling for the same corner.
Well,
let's watch Hamilton. He's a fucking
let's watch
kilometre
Hamilton
ahead.
in front. Yep.
Anyway, well done, Ryan Houlihan. Just yes, Philippa Paquita picks up back-to-back wins in the trusty little McLaren.
There we
Jeremy
go.
Washington. Click on the bloody name, Mullock. So it looks like they lap down to P5. Dion just stays ahead 2/10 of Kyrud and Vecchio. Nice recovery drive by 59 car. P7. But well done to 9-6 Racing. Thank you, lads, for your great drive today. Thornton picks up a drive-through on the last lap.
Oh, so that's going to get tacked on.
Yeah.
Because they can't serve it, so Thornton's going to potentially lose P9. Wait for the tack at the end as we see Washington. Great effort from that team today. Shoesmith spent a little bit of time in P2, but...
I think this might be Odyssey Racing's first podium in the Pro class. So he'll be absolutely ecstatic.
They spent a little bit of time in P2, but got undercut in the pit period. And then we'll take P3 though, they'll be happy with that. And Jacobs will take the win in the Pro-Am class as well. Sweet. Be the last of the finishers on the lead lap.
What a race. So last couple of corners. We're off to next round. I'll just update you in a second. So well done, Corey Sweet, SB Racing. They've had one podium so far. Series, and they've got P4.
There we go. Information of results. Thornton does lose P9. Darge promoted up to that. Thornton will finish P10.
Yeah, still good results. So top 10, still top 3 for the Pro-Am class. So let's just recap the race results. So Houlihan Bakita P1, Washington Baldwin P2, and Shoesmith Adonai P3. Rest of the top 10, we had Sweet Floyd, Duron Serpiel, Corridon Hobbs, Vecchia Madison, Jacobs Talbot, Daj McMahon, and Thornton Cesana with a Pro-Am class of Jacobs, Daj and Thornton. All right, wrapping it out. Awesome work. And AM class, we can't forget them. They get the win.
Yep. Well done to them.
Oh, but that final 40 minutes had everything. Absolutely everything.
Yeah. Did wonder if corner cuts at the end of the race would throw a spanner in some teams' works, but...
Dorks, we don't make this fucking game. That's all.
Yeah. We don't control that. I don't know what you think we have control over. It's in-game telemetry. Do not control it.
Yeah, it looks fantastic. Who's doing donuts? It's Ryan Houlihan for Just Yes. Well done, gentlemen. Thanks very much for joining us tonight, everybody. We're going to head off pretty quickly because no doubt you guys will be wanting to watch F1 qualifying. Thank you very much for joining us in the commentary box, Franco.
No worries, thank you.
We'll talk to you all soon. We'll see you back tomorrow night for F1 for both Asia Pacific and North America. In the meantime, take care, be good, and see you soon. Bye.
A thousand words ain't enough to define the body.